Okay, so I have the sonnet that they actually base their poems off.
Oh.
Right here, so I guess I can read
Is
that at some point.
Is this how you want to start?
I suppose, and I also have hers that she wrote. So I have both of them.
Lovely. There you go.
In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes.
I do not love thee with mine eye.
Do you want me to do something? Do you want me to try?
No, because I don't know why I was slipping into pirate Johnny Depp there, but you go ahead.
In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes. For they in thee 1,000 errors note, but 'tis my heart that loves what they despise, who, in despite of view, is pleased to dote. Nor are mine ears with thy tongue's tune delighted, nor tender feeling to base touches prone, nor taste, nor smell, desire to be invited to any sensual feast with thee alone. But my 5 wits nor my 5 senses can dissuade one foolish heart from serving thee, who leaves unswayed the likeness of a man, thy proud heart's slave and vassal wretched to be. One my plague, thus far I can count my gain, that she and makes me sin, awards me pain.
Mm-hmm. I tuned out there for a little bit.
Sonnet 141.
Sonnet number 141 on
the Bard's
the charts. That was Sonnet 141 on the charts there. Counting down Shakespeare's sonnets. It's got to number 140 right after this.
Oh my god.
That was really stupid.
A little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, it would work for this movie, though, and this time period. It was a very good joke.
I could use a good contemporary version of Macbeth.
That would be fun. I would love that.
A high school version.
It would be ridiculous.
Like, just make it all the kids, though. Figure that out, Hollywood. There you go.
That would
be fun.
There
you go, Netflix. Money, please.
Yeah.
Netflix, money, please.
Yeah, Netflix, you give the money to Shelf Life. That's all we need.
I can cast your bullshit Netflix actors.
Yeah.
That are in every Netflix thing. Millie Bobby Brown can play a fucking cheerleader.
Yeah, that's fine.
My version of Macbeth. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares? That works.
Or Joey King can. There. I fucking casted half of the cast.
I like him.
It's done. Finn Wolfhard has that terrible hair. He can be in Macbeth. He's got that awful hair. You know what I'm talking about, Rachel?
I don't know.
I can't remember his name on Stranger Things. He's the main character. He looks like a ghost.
Oh, him. He's gotten so weird looking.
You know who has bad hair?
Who?
Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's hair in this movie
it's just
terrible.
It's just
the Joker's hair. It's the same. If you painted his hair green, he'd look like the fucking Joker.
And then he smiles. When he smiles at that one spot,
there is
and you
one
just
spot
see
where
that
he smiles and you
huge
see
smile, and you're just there he is,
like,
the Joker.
There's the Joker. Get away, Julia
so
Stiles.
good,
he's gonna stab you.
He's gonna tell you, you don't know how I got these scars.
It's very unsettling. Speaking of unsettling, I am Kevin.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Shelf Life, a podcast where a brother and sister team go through all things pop culture, no matter the genre, to determine whether or not the subject at hand belongs on your shelf, in a very systematic way called a walkthrough, in which we will dive into all of the scenes and topics and thoughts that we have in minute detail in podcasts that are too long for the smooth-brained listener. You long-brained listeners, you know what's up.
Yeah, we want
Rachel.
the bumps. A lot of bumpies.
That's
a lot
right.
Of ridges and dips.
That's mean to say. I shouldn't say.
No, we want both of you because we're going to add some divots in there. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not that making it longer makes it better. It's that Rachel and I don't know how to shut the fuck up.
That's also
so
true.
You're getting us
getting
rambling
long
about
form no
everything.
matter what. No matter what. This is what's happening.
We just don't know how. That's what makes Shelf Life different from the rest. What makes it better than the rest. What makes it the truth. Because after you're done with us, you don't need any other fucking podcast.
No, you don't.
Rachel, this is the kickoff of Volume 6.
Let's go! Yeah! Woo!
And we begin. That was a Simpsons-esque... No one can see this, but Rachel did a very Simpsons-esque thing because she stopped applauding and then just stood there, or sat there, rather, and did like the eye shift like she didn't know what else to do. She didn't know what was going to come next, and she got really nervous.
I did. I actually did.
The specific reference is the Party Posse episode where she's going, woo, spring break, party posse!
Yes!
And then the camera hangs on her too long, and she doesn't know what to do, so she just looks back and forth and goes, woo, again.
Woo.
That's what she did. Rachel, what is up for contention to the shelf today?
We will be discussing the 1999 movie 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, directed by Gil Junger. It is 10 Things I Hate About You, a romantic comedy, high school
Shakespearean play.
Romantic comedy. Yeah, we're getting classy on everybody. We're talking about a Shakespearean play.
We're talking about Taming of the Shrew. Let's go.
Yeah. There was a slew of teen movies in the mid to late 90s that precipitated not another teen movie coming out in 2001.
Right.
For some reason, a lot of these teen movies also were based on classic films, or I'm sorry, not classic films, classic literature or plays. She's All That is just My Fair Lady, which is just not Taming of the Shrew. What's My Fair Lady based off of?
Pygmalion? No.
Pygmalion.
Is it? Oh.
I think that's right.
Yeah. There you go.
Think about it. Clueless is based off of Emma by Jane Austen. You have this based off of Taming of the Shrew. I really wish they would have kept that going. That would have been interesting to see where it went.
It really would have. Romeo and Juliet was Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
Well, you didn't say that one.
I didn't say that one. You're right. But that was
so
that
obvious.
was also there. Yeah. Obviously. The Matrix was Hamlet, of course.
Of course.
I think Titanic, based off of Macbeth. And then American Beauty, of course, is based off of Jane Eyre. So that makes a lot of sense, too.
Yeah.
That one might be a little too close. I could see people coming away being like, oh, wait, maybe it is based off of Jane Eyre.
Do your research. Find out. Go read something. Go read a book.
Put down your fucking phone! Anyway, it is 10 Things I Hate About You. I've believed and I've discovered and I've thought is that this is a cult movie. This is a cult classic.
It feels like it would be.
I mean, it's been, 25, 26 years?
20-odd years.
At the time of the episode dropping. So it's definitely a cult classic, I think you could say. But Rachel, what happens in The Taming of the Shrew, and what is your history with 10 Things I Hate About You?
Ooh, history is hard because I just kind of remember watching this a long time ago, probably when it came out. I think I probably not in theaters, but reruns on TV. I probably have watched it.
You would have been quite young to be seeing this one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I would have seen it in the theater, but I remember watching it as a kid. What it's about, though, we have... Oh boy, how do I explain this? What's a good description?
I mean, it's a high school adaptation of Taming of the Shrew.
Right. That's like the easiest way to say it. There's a teenager. There's a guy who wants to get with the sister of, like, the younger sister of, or I guess, date. The younger sister of the older sister who's like a very headstrong woman
Spinster,
who doesn't want to date and doesn't want to do any of that kind of stuff. So they make this plan to kind of buy off another guy to date her so that he can date the younger sibling.
Which is exactly the plot of Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah.
Because the dad won't let
the dad won't let her.
He doesn't want either of them dating. And then he's like,
but because the older one doesn't want to, he just uses that to his advantage.
He uses that as an excuse. Yeah. Exactly.
It's just a rom-com. It's just a rom-com with high schoolers.
I found articles, different things talking about, like, feminism and this movie.
Sure.
The relevancy of this movie. I found different things where people ranked this. Teen Vogue ranked this on its list of 45 best romance movies.
Interesting.
The 20 best movies that define the 90s. Harper's Bazaar put it on that list. A lot of different places have this ranked up there with big rom-coms and romance movies. It was on the list of 42 best romantic comedies of all time in Vanity Fair. Vogue called it one of the best rom-coms of all time. Now, granted, a lot of these articles have to be made because, by God, we got to get clicks. And you got to find shit to put it on there. but it is critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember watching this. I'm sure I have. I just don't remember anything about it. It's like one of those movies where it's like, I know I saw it.
Sure.
But I don't remember it
Yeah.
all. There were two things
I do remember it. I did remember most of it.
Not to get into how the sausage is made, but I was editing our introduction where we introduced that we were going to do this one. Obviously, because we did the introduction and then we recorded this one. The part where we talk about 10 things, I go, oh yeah, Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, so like clearly I wasn't even like remembering who was in it. I knew Heath Ledger was in it.
Yeah.
I knew Julia Stiles was in it, but it just like took a second. All I'm going to say is I was looking pretty carefully because not another teen movie's probably on the list. I don't think that it referenced anything outside of that scene.
Surprisingly, I don't
Generalities,
think it did either.
maybe.
Yeah.
But like specifics about it, I
Right.
don't know if it did anything else.
Honestly, I'm surprised that it didn't. But I do think that's
It
like
had
the
the
only
opportunities.
thing it did. You're right. I feel like
Yeah.
it had opportunities, but I feel like that is probably one of the only things they copied.
Which, what does that mean? I don't know. We'll find out. But that to me, like that was the obvious scene that I remembered, and then I remembered the belly scene with the
The pregnancy
fake
belly.
pregnancy belly, because one of my friends always would quote that scene about like overbearing fathers with like the "don't make me tap the side." Like he modified it to be like "don't make me get out the belly,"
Right.
if like you're gonna get into like a sticky situation. And then when Julia dances on the table, I was like, oh, that's from this. I always just, my mind's memory always was like, that's got to be from Step It
Something
Up or
else.
something. Like, why is she
does
dancing on a
seem like
table?
It would be. It does seem like it would be. But she's
Or
just
Save
drunk.
the Last Dance or whatever bullshit she has a weird career, Julia Stiles.
She does.
Oh, there was also a Hamlet movie in 2000. She played Ophelia. I've
Oh.
not seen that one.
I haven't seen that.
She's going to be a 2-timer on Volume 6. Outside of, like, some of those appearances, I thought she'd be in a lot more stuff. And she's in a decent amount of stuff, like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like she's almost made herself into, like, more of a character actor than, like, in a lot of leading performances. Not that she has to be. I think she's good in
Right.
most of the stuff I've ever seen her in. They could have made her into one of their, like, stars if they wanted to.
Sure.
Meaning Hollywood.
I could see that. I watched all of them. Why? Because I can. I think it's when I hurt my knee, and I just watched so many crappy things.
She showed up in Silver Linings Playbook as Jennifer Lawrence's older sister, and I was like, now that is perfect casting. Because I don't know how those two aren't biologically related.
Huh. They seem very related.
So I was going in pretty fresh. I was going in assuming some tones and having some expectations, and that probably clouded the way that I feel one way or another. I definitely went in not knowing what I was getting. Outside of the fact that I've probably seen She's All That more than I've seen this, and Clueless for that matter.
Which
And I
is
don't know,
weird.
or The Craft
Why?
or any of that stuff. I don't know. I think it's just because of Not Another Teen Movie. Of all of those movies, She's All That is the dumb one. So it's like the one you can like
course.
make fun of.
Yeah.
And like kind of have on as the bad one. I don't know. I like garbage. What do you want from me? But 10 Things I Hate About You. Karen McCullough and Kirsten Smith decided after they saw, I almost said Clarissa Explains It All, decided after they saw Clueless, recognizing that it was based off of Emma, they wanted to do something similar with Shakespeare. So they started developing the script, and they developed it with the outline of Taming of the Shrew, and wrote this in the mid-90s. That was the reasoning and the background of how this came to be. They also liked teen movies, so they were like, well, we'll set it in high school, and then like that'll be kind of fun and cool. Mm-hmm. Eventually it got picked up by Disney, and then Gil Junger came on to direct. This has got to be the most famous thing that he's got. But he does have like other stuff, even with Heath Ledger. Is Black Knight Heath Ledger? No, Black Knight is
Dark Knight. Dark Knight is Heath Ledger.
no, not Dark Knight. He's in a night movie. Heath Ledger is in a movie where he's
A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, A Knight's Tale.
Yeah,
Okay.
Black
Knight is
you
a
just had to
spoof.
explain. I knew what you
No,
were talking about.
Black Knight is a spoof movie with Martin Lawrence.
Also, by the way, she was in 3 Shakespearean adaptations.
I want to see that Hamlet one.
She's
What was
in
the other
Hamlet, O for Othello.
Oh, Othello.
And 10 Things I Hate About You.
So this is just her fucking thing.
She just loves
Maybe
this
she just
shit.
really likes doing Shakespeare.
I think she does. She must.
Yeah, looking at this guy's filmography, not great. 10 Things I Hate About You, definitely the standout. He's done some TV movies, 30 episodes of Ellen.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
35
I guess
episodes
that's
of
something.
Hope and Faith. Not a ton of information about the making of the movie. They were looking at Josh Hartnett and Ashton Kutcher to play the Heath Ledger part. I could definitely see Josh Hartnett pulling this one off, not Kutcher. Kutcher would not have been able to play the...
Not at all.
The dark, brooding part of the character at all.
Right.
Hartnett could have done it. Eliza Dushku was up for Kat Strafford. She could have done it, but I think Julia Stiles makes way more sense. And then it also shows that, according to the Wikipedia, that Katie Holmes or Kate Hudson also could have done it. But Goldie Hawn did not like the script, so Kate Hudson was told no.
Interesting.
Goldie Hawn is Kate Hudson's mom, so I always think is weird.
It's all nepotism. It's all nepotism.
It's always been nepotism. It always has been. Since the fucking silent movie era, it's been nepotism. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Everything in this movie shot on sites. Nothing was in a set,
That feels
which
obvious.
is kind of nice.
Yeah.
You just have to remind that because,
No, it's
again,
just nice. I do like it.
if
I'm just
Netflix
saying.
truly took, 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh, we could do that. No, you fucking can't, Netflix. Clearly, you cannot do that.
No.
Rachel's going to have a whole spin-off Netflix rom-com show.
Rachel
where
rants
she
about
watches...
rom-coms?
Yes, thank you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
titling it. And it's going to be all the
Alliteration, let's go.
Netflix rom-com shows. But you see that. There is
Rom-com
some, like...
rants with Rachel. That's better. I like that
Yeah.
one.
Heath Ledger.
Yes.
So let's talk about him. This is... before this, he's in 2 movies in 1997. Then he has 10 Things I Hate About You. This is kind of his breakout performance.
It does seem that way, yeah.
I wonder what the conversation was about letting him use his Australian accent. Because I think it's a plus that they didn't try to make him force a American accent, because then
It's
he
so
would
much
have
better.
just done the Joker voice.
He wouldn't have done Joker voice.
No, he would have done his accent from The Patriot, which he can kind of keep a bit of his accent in that, because it's like old Brit
Sure.
American.
In Brokeback, does he just sound like a southern drawl?
I have never watched Brokeback Mountain.
I haven't either. That's why I'm asking. Because I'm
You can
assuming
add that to the
he
list, because I just
has-
have not seen it.
I feel like I should watch it. They're cowboys. Like, they have to be kind of
But like
southern.
in Colorado. And
Yeah,
like
but they all
Wyoming,
have that
they're
accent,
Western
kind of.
cowboys.
That Western cowboy accent is still
You know,
kind
a
of that
Western
weird.
cowboy.
Well, for some reason, they kind of still have a weird southern oomph to it.
I think it came out on the same weekend of like one of those big movies, and it came out at the same time as The Matrix did.
Oh, no.
On the list, of course. I don't know why you fucking
Duh.
said it. You had that as competition.
Yeah, sure.
If you're thinking about the
Very different movies, though. I mean, I
Yeah,
wouldn't call The
so,
Matrix
like-
a rom-com, so...
I would say that this is a definitely like a different audience
Yeah,
than that.
I would imagine.
And it made its money back, but not very much. It says here it had a $30 million estimated budget, and it grossed $38 million, and its worldwide gross was $53. But it lives on as this cult classic. Rachel talking about watching it when she was younger.
Oh, I just remember watching it on TV every time it was on. I do.
Interesting. It being a cult classic, it being on all these lists, that's not the question. Those lists don't matter. The cult status doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the age-old question, does it have shelf life? After the break. Oh, wait. No, hang on. I have to do my usual question here to Rachel. Rachel. Anything else that you want to discuss?
No, I think I'm ready to get into the rom-com.
Then after the break,
Shakespearean rom-com.
when we come back, we will dive in to 10 Things I Hate About You. After the break. Tired of your crush's terrifyingly cool older sister blocking your romantic destiny? Need someone brave, nay, bold enough to woo a Tempest in Doc Martens and eyeliner? Introducing Tame the Shrew, the only matchmaking service specializing in the gloriously undateable. I don't date. I write sonnets of contempt and practice archery indoors. Perfect. That's exactly our type. Whether she's quoting Sylvia Plath, fencing in gym class, or making guidance counselors cry, we've got someone who can handle the flame. Our trained agents are fluent in sarcasm, existentialism, and at least 3 indie rock bands no one else has ever heard of. Wait, she hates me. Good, that's foreplay. Sign up today, and we'll find a willing date for hire to scale the tower of teenage angst, just so you can take your dream girl to prom. Tame the Shrew. We woo the shrew, so you don't have to. And we're back with another walkthrough, the first one of Volume 6. It is 10 Things I Hate About You, the cult classic romantic comedy from 1999. Rachel, are you thoroughly prepared?
I am thoroughly prepared.
Excellent. Let's begin. The movie begins. The old Touchstone logo. I like it. I like when movie studios would have these little off-brand production companies that they would like do for different types of movies. Mm-hmm. So like Disney's like, oh, well, this isn't like a family-friendly movie. It's a Touchstone picture.
That's right.
Thank you very much. I wish they would still do that. Because maybe then they would take more risks and do things like this.
I would like that.
This like mid-budget romantic comedy. Like, do more of this kind of stuff.
Right.
If you're afraid about the reputation of your pristine studio, make a offshoot that does this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It felt refreshing to kind of see like, oh yes, this was a movie. This wasn't a dump that Rachel's going to find on at 2 a.m. on a fucking Saturday when she's like, I guess I'll watch this romantic comedy while I crochet. And she watches some bullshit thing.
This feels about right.
So it starts with this chalk-looking opening credits. I guess is very It's
very
like the
90s.
Real world.
It's very 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. It wiggles and it's chalkboard art. Yeah.
It looks like if you were making a parody of the 90s, you'd add this.
Oh yeah.
We are in Seattle. The Space Needle is there,
right there
just in case.
Hey, look.
The Space Needle. Hey, look, it's Space Needle. Because that's what people know when they think of Seattle.
Yep.
Bare Naked Ladies is playing in the opening credits because it is, by God, 1999, and we need to make sure people know it. Isn't that kind of strange? Because, like, you're just like, oh, just pick a famous song. Like, it's fine. Like, pick a contemporary song to put in here. But because it's Bare Naked Ladies, it's been 1 week and you looked at me. It is 1999. It can be no other year.
It is. It's very...
And that song, I know, is also in American Pie. So it's like...
Oh, maybe they chose that one. Yeah. Because of
this
the
came
90s
out before.
Thing. Oh, yeah, that's
true.
But
it is. It's because it's the 90s, and they're just picking, like, a famous song. And it's just like, it just sticks you into that time period
really
because of the music. There's a lot of song drops in this movie. A big soundtrack for this one. Mostly, I would say they're going for... They call it modern rock, I suppose. I would say it's, like, feminist punk rock.
Punk rock, yeah, definitely. I don't know if you have to use the word feminist, because I think it is just punk rock, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you mean by that.
I'm saying feminist because that's one of the themes of this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely a strong feminist.
I know. I don't give a damn about my reputation comes next. I get it.
That's right. Yes. Even the songs that are, like, playing throughout, like, that they actually go see and, like, watch play,
yeah, definitely.
It's always a female lead.
Yes, female punk rock.
Yeah.
Very highly feminist, very women empowerment. Absolutely. This is a women empowerment movie.
And we're going to get to...
Or is it?
I wonder if it succeeds in that mission or not. I'm curious to see what you think, Rachel. Okay. Now, we have to always put ourselves back into 1999 versus current day when it comes to what would have been considered overtly feminist versus, like, just a strong character or an independent character. Because, like, again, those Netflix movies are basically, I want to go to an Ivy League school. but I have this boyfriend. And that's like every single Netflix movie.
Yeah, I don't really get why that's what they go with everything. It's so weird.
Every single one. As Rachel said, a group of girls are just banging into bare naked ladies in this little Corvette. I don't think it's a reference to Clueless, but I think it's almost saying like that was your protagonist
girly
in Clueless.
Girls.
Yeah. That was Clueless.
Yes.
We're not fucking Clueless. We're the antithesis of Clueless because here comes fucking Kat in her truck and she's listening to Joan Jett.
Truck, but yeah. I mean, she
It's
might
a truck?
Is that considered a truck? It doesn't look like a truck.
I thought it was a truck. I would have called it a truck.
That's not a truck. She could be driving stupid Bella Swan's old red beat up truck. That might as well be what this is.
Which is the whole point of her coming out, transitioning from Bare Naked Ladies to Joan Jett. Don't give a damn about my bad reputation. It's the second time Bad Reputation has appeared on Shelf Life. Do you remember the first one, Rachel? It's at least the second. It might have come up before, but it's at least the second time.
I don't remember.
Shrek.
Oh god, it was Shrek. It was Shrek.
But the whole point of doing that is to show that like she is your antithesis. She of the typical teenage girls that you get. Bring It On. Those like any of these. She is the Shrew. She is a strong-willed, no nonsense, does not give a shit about her reputation. Like it is absolutely giving you the idea of what this character is.
Yes.
So apparently, Rachel, they go to school at Hogwarts.
It feels like it is. It's like a damned castle, which makes sense for it being a Shakespearean play, but it's like a damned castle in Seattle. In Seattle!
I'm fairly certain that Wednesday Addams is getting up to hijinks on some other
hell
wing
yeah.
of this castle.
Yes. The monster wing, because
She's the monster wing. Later on, David Krumholtz is walking Joseph Gordon-Levitt around going, oh, we don't go down that wing. That's the monster
the
wing.
monster wing. That's where the werewolves and
Wednesday's just got some guy in a bear trap doing her little TikTok dance.
Yes, yeah.
And JGL's like, who's that? And he's like, no, don't turn down that way. Stick
You can't
over
fall in
here.
love with that one. I gotta show you this other one over here.
The monster wing.
Well, what else would it be?
She rips a poster down. I could not tell what it was.
Prom.
Because another girl is not happy about it. She's like, hey!
It's a prom poster. I think
I
she
don't
had
get
just taped it up.
The second time it happens, I was like, okay, it's a prom poster, and then it like happens to her again. But rule of threes, 10 things I hate about you.
I am
She's supposed to rip
surprised.
it off another time, and then
Maybe
something
that's the
happens as a
idea.
punchline.
But maybe that's the idea, is the third time she wouldn't rip it down because she actually did want to go.
JGL is introduced here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, everyone's favorite. He is playing Cam, which I got later on, but I put in my notes, more often than not, JGL. He's in the guidance counselor's office. The guidance counselor
I will always remember that this guidance counselor was writing smut. I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, here comes the smut novel. Like, I remember that.
What was with smut novels in this period of time, too? Because you have...
Oh, smut novels are... now they're fantasy smut novels. That's what's in.
Yeah, I've heard that, too. And I'm, like, worried that I'm going to pick up a fantasy novel and it's going to be
Just ask me, I'll tell you. It's
Okay.
pretty obvious.
What was with smut novels, though, in movies? Because in H2O, the year before this, LL Cool J is writing a smut novel.
I don't know. I guess that was like just the thing.
Just popular,
Everybody's pent
just
up
part
and
of the parlance
wants,
of the time?
just enjoying some smut.
The counselor, played by the legendary Allison Janney.
Perky?
Perky, which I thought was some sort of innuendo, but they don't...
Because she's perky?
Or she's the opposite of perky.
I guess, maybe.
That did get a laugh out of me. I did laugh when I saw that she was writing, like...
On her old-ass
smut.
laptop. Yeah, it's great. This brick of a laptop, and she's just like... As his hand slid up her creamy white thighs, she could feel his huge member pulsating with desire. And then she closes it slowly.
He's transferring, and this is his 10th school? Is that what they say?
Yeah, it's like something ridiculous, because he's a army brat.
Yeah, he's an army brat. He goes like, yeah, my dad's yeah, that's enough. She doesn't give
really
a
care.
shit.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit.
It's a very
And she
interesting school. The adults in this are very interesting.
Yes. And that's where one of the, I don't want to say issues, I just want to say tonally inconsistent parts of this movie are, where it wants to go in one direction, where it comes to almost satirizing, but then it pulls it back a little bit into like the real world. I'm fine with it in a way, because I'm like, okay, like I see that you're trying to go for your own thing here. You've got to pick a lane. And it felt like it didn't know where to go.
It does
sometimes.
feel kind of Mean Girls-esque, though. It does.
I didn't think it went far enough in that direction.
You don't think it went far enough? You'll have to show me the points where it like feels like it pulls
Yeah,
back.
maybe
I feel like
I'll
she
have
does
written it down.
push it here, at least.
She pushes it here. She pushes it here into Mean Girls territory.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to keep doing that.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel like not to get into Brandon Sanderson, I've watched a lot of like his lectures and like his theories on like writing and stuff. So I can speak to it, and I'm sure he's gotten it from other people. Because he talks about promises, progress, and payoff as like your writing beats. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how you promise a tone in your like first chapter or whatever. This is the first chapter of this movie. It's promising you a certain tone. And sometimes I feel like they go a different direction.
Interesting.
And therefore it makes it tonally inconsistent.
Okay.
And maybe that's on purpose because, to your point, Rachel, the adults have a certain tone and the kids have a different tone.
Yes.
And maybe that's done on purpose then.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sure you won't find Padua any different than your old schools. Same little asswipe, shit for brains everywhere.
And she gives like the finger to the window. It's great.
Yeah, she does not care about these kids as a guidance counselor whatsoever. And that's part of the charm of an Alice Janney character for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tells him to scoot, scoot, scoot. Heath Ledger is here.
I don't think his hair is as bad as you think it is, but go
playing
on.
Pat Verona. There's certain scenes, and it's because he's playing like a smoker and stuff, so he's supposed to look kind of dirty.
Yeah, he does look dirty. He does look dirty. Yes, I will give you that he looks dirty, but that's kind of the point. The bad boy dirty.
I get that, but the dirtiness with this like crimpy curly hair.
I think that's his normal natural hair.
I know, it just looks strange. It works for the Joker.
It works for Heath Ledger.
I suppose so. I suppose it worked for Heath Ledger. You put that hair on me, it wouldn't work.
I don't think so.
He exposed himself in the cafeteria, and he says that it was just a bratwurst. Wasn't real. He said that was too British Bulldog. I'll get it by the end of the fucking show. Don't worry about it. And she goes, "Aren't we the optimist?"
And then just stares at him. Yeah. He's like grossed out by that too. Like, ugh, don't say those things.
Well, she's snarky because she's like, I don't put up with any of these kids' shit.
Right.
And this kid is king shit. He thinks he's king shit. So there, we got our three main characters, Bianca being the fourth one, but the three of them right here.
She changes member to bratwurst. You know, his huge bratwurst pulsating with desire. That is horrible. You can't say that. Sentence. It is so bad.
I challenge smut writers out there that are listening to Shelf Life. I know you're out there. Put it in.
Use bratwurst,
call it a bratwurst.
Because people use some weird words to describe parts. And sometimes it makes me feel gross and cringy. No, you don't.
You gotta...
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't have to say the weird, cringy thing.
Hold on. Are you reading fantasy smut novels, Rachel? Is that what you're telling the world right now?
So what? I like the fantasy part, but there's smut in it. Sure.
I mean, I guess Game of Thrones has smut in it.
Yeah, like... What's the difference? There's still a world building. There's still character building.
If over half of your novel is talking about erect nipples, then you're in a situation.
No. I don't go that far. I don't read those ones. Anyways, bratwurst is just a ridiculous word.
David Krumholtz comes in to show JGL around. And I didn't get his name for most of this. It's like Michael something. Michael Ekman. I don't remember them calling him Michael Ekman or Michael Ekman at any time during this.
I know him from Ella Enchanted.
That's what you know him from?
Yeah. Besides this, obviously.
I thought that you would have said the Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he's in that, too.
Hey there, sport.
There's this, Santa Claus, and Ella Enchanted. There you go.
So David Krumholtz is going to show JGL around.
Plays an elf in 2 of those.
Is one of them this one? I got kicked out of the NBA club, so they made me into an elf.
Oh my god.
Why does he have a New York accent in Seattle?
It's a good question. I guess maybe he's just from New York and he moved to Seattle.
JGL even says, like, oh yeah, normally they have the AV geek show me around. Which, come on, Cam. You can't tell that this guy's an AV geek. He's wearing
so obvious.
He's wearing a button-down shirt in khaki
Tucked
pants in this public high school. Tucked in. Mind you. We get the typical cliche here with the cliques.
Yes. Very cliche.
Why is this in every teen movie?
I don't know.
Is it just
it's
to
even in
world
Mean
build?
Girls. It is
It is
even
in
in
Mean
that.
Girls.
So I think it has to be just to world build the high school itself,
Yes.
like it's just showing like how like it just happens among people. I don't get it.
It's got to be. And I feel like it's almost like a challenge for the screenwriter and director. We have to come up with a different clique.
Yeah, like make them interesting.
The last movie did. Like now we got to do a different clique or a
Yeah.
new clique. I don't mind it as a trope, but at the same because I guess it is supposed to just be
But who
simplifying.
did it first? Is my question.
Oh, you're got to be talking like in the like American Graffiti might have had I've never seen American Graffiti, so I can't speak to that. But that one might have had a fucking cliques. Even fucking Outsiders, they
Sure.
don't go through multiple
they don't go
cliques, but
through
they're
them.
like, this is Greasers.
I mean, so did
this
Grease.
is Socias.
Grease, yeah, you had the same idea.
The Beautiful People, the Coffee Kids, the White Rastas, the Cowboys, the MBAs, or the Yuppies. And I was writing in my notes, like, is this supposed to be a parody?
It almost
or-
feels like it.
Or is this just a cliche teen movie thing? And this goes back to my whole point about the tone, it being somewhat tonally inconsistent. This is clearly like absurdist, like that they're wearing cowboy boots and shit as like the clique or the White Rasta guys. It's like weird because the high school parts are the absurdist parts. The parts with Larry Miller are absurdist, but then anything with the 4 main characters isn't. I don't know. Krumholtz character says something about how he was part of the preppy group, but he got kicked out for some reason.
Yeah, they like pushed him out.
Then JGL catches his eye on a semi-attractive girl and falls in love.
Yes.
The music lets us know that he has fallen in love.
We had to have that music cue for it. Absolutely.
What group is she in? She's on the Don't Even Think About It group. Sport. This is where he says, I burn, I pine, I perish. And I was like, that's got to be from the original Shakespeare text.
That's what it says.
So that's got to be when the character... Okay, I'm going to look up Taming of the Shrew because, folks, I have not read or watched a play of Taming of the Shrew. I did read through a synopsis. I did the Cliff's Notes version of it just for the show, just so I understood what the plot was.
Easy enough.
I'm sure you're going to find this interesting, Rachel. Katharina is the shrew.
Right.
Kate is
Right.
what they call her,
Cat.
but Cat, close enough. Mm-hmm. Bianca is the little sister.
Yep.
Petruchio wants Catherine, Peter, or Patrick, Petruchio. Gremio is the elderly suitor of Bianca. Luciento is the suitor of Bianca. And then Hortensio is the suitor of Bianca and friend of Petruchio. The girls have the same names. The guys don't.
They're kind
because
of...
you can't, like,
yeah,
how are you going
It's
to...
hard to do that.
Yeah, some of those were not going to work.
Men's names, very fanciful. Very fanciful.
Oh, yeah. They follow her. She's walking with Gabrielle Union, playing Chastity in this. Gabrielle Union, very small role in this.
Yeah.
Bianca, there's a difference between like and love.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference between like and love. Because I like my Skechers, but I love my Prada backpack.
But I love my Skechers.
That's because you don't have a Prada backpack.
Oh.
It is like a
It
Mean
makes
Girls-esque humor here.
Yes. Well, they're stupid.
Yeah.
They're very deep, very stupid.
Well, yes and no. Like that's the way that they're portrayed at the beginning.
You're right.
Part
Surface
of
level.
this, I think, is supposed to set you up with the stereotypes, and then they subvert them and they break them.
Oh, sure.
I think that's intentional.
I think that is absolutely intentional, yes. Because they all have their own stereotypes. Because he's the nerd, right? We have the nerd.
Well, we never really get a lot about what Cam
we don't
would
know.
Be
Cam is kind of
he's just an army brat. He's Gus Griswold.
He's
Gus
moving
Griswold. From place to place.
Absolutely. He's just Gus. Patrick, who we haven't really seen too much of him yet, but he is the bad boy.
No, you have Joey. The model.
I know, but we haven't gone to Joey yet.
Oh, well, okay.
These are the ones that we've met. Joey comes in later, and he's the douchebag model rich kid. Trust fund. He doesn't subvert my expectations at all.
No, but I think that's why
I think that's
he
also
get a
on
happy
purpose.
Ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. Krumholtz tells JGL that she has an uptight father, and they're not allowed to date. So don't even try. Kat's class. They are reading A Sun Also Rises in the class. You ever read that one, Rachel?
I have not.
I did. I read that one.
Okay. What'd you think? Give us a review.
I did. At the time, I didn't enjoy it, but I had a much less mature palate in high school. One of the girls in class thinks that like Hemingway is like super romantic.
Right.
And Kat says that Hemingway isn't romantic. He was an alcoholic. He was an ass. He was misogynistic, like all of this stuff. I can't recall because I haven't read it in almost 20 years, but I mean, Hemingway was an alcoholic, that's for damn sure, and he was an ass, but I don't know if you would call that out in the text.
Sure.
But you get the idea that she is super opinionated.
Right.
And she tells the teacher, Mr. Morgan, who had a hell of a 1999 because I remember, Rachel, I was like, oh, it's Tommy Weber from Galaxy Quest.
Yes! Oh, God, yes.
Daryl Mitchell is the actor playing Mr. Morgan in this. I think that he has the best comedic bits. Maybe Larry Miller. Maybe Larry Miller, but I think that Mr. Morgan takes him for a run for his money in this.
Right.
Pat comes in and says, like, what did I miss? And Mr.
Oh my God,
Morgan
it's hilarious.
Like, go ahead, because I don't remember exactly what she said.
The oppressive patriarchal values that dictate our education.
Oh,
and he
okay,
goes,
and he
good. And then leaves.
And leaves. Yes. Joey and his friend ask Mr. Morgan if Kat can be asked to take her Midol before coming to class. And Mr. Morgan, because he is like Allison Janney in this as well, instead of being like, go to the principal's office, he is able to clap back at these kids.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, or someday you're going to get bitch slapped, and I'm not going to do a damn thing about it.
I'm not going to do a damn thing to stop it, is what he said.
Yeah. But then he also gets back at Kat. I like the fact that Kat is strong-willed and she's smart and everything, but she's also a pain in the ass.
She is.
Thanks for your opinion, Kat. And it must be so hard getting over all of those years of being an upper-middle-class suburban oppression. Must be real tough. So he's giving it to her for being shrewish. The idea of being shrewish, I'm sure it was more of an insult back in the day. She's flawed. She has flaws.
Yeah.
She's opinionated, and she's, well in her right to have that opinion, but she's very self-reflective of that opinion. Mm-hmm. She's doesn't have a lot of empathy or anything like that. He tells her that the next time she storms the PTA, why doesn't she ask them why they can't buy a book written by a black man? And he gets indignant about that. And then he just sends her to the office.
Well, you're not mentioning the two idiot white guys.
Oh, the Rasta guys, yeah. He's like, don't even get me started on YouTube.
Right? I love that. It's great. Because they're idiots.
So he sends her out of the class. He just says, like, leave, which is a running bit.
Go to the office. You're pissing me off.
Allison Janney is trying to figure out words for the novel. Engorged? I'm pretty sure.
I think it's engorged, yes.
Kat offers up tumescent. Allison Janney is like, well, you came in here last week or something because of like that incident with so-and-so. Mm-hmm. And she says, well, no. I believe I made my point that he kicked himself in the balls. So as much as we think that Peter is the bad boy, but in a different way.
She's kind of the bad girl,
Kat
though.
Is the bad girl. Yeah, she's kind of the bad girl.
Yes. Now, do I expect that kid that got his nuts up his own body, did he probably deserve it? Probably. Because so did Joey. In that classroom, probably also deserved his nuts to be retracted into his own body.
He probably would he's probably into that though.
Probably.
Into,
He's
stomp
disgusting.
play.
He's so weird.
She's gonna say a word to describe how people feel about Kat. And Kat says, tempestuous? And Allison Janney replies with, heinous bitch.
I was going to go with heinous bitch.
It again reveals this idea that, she's too smart for her own good sometimes.
Right.
Tempestuous, Rachel.
Yes.
Meaning strong and turbulent or conflicting emotion. He had a reckless and tempestuous streak. They're prone to violent mood swings and fits of passion. Tempestuous.
Now, something I read was they also used the word tempestuous because of William Shakespeare's The Tempest.
That's what I was thinking too.
A play that this says is about magic betrayal, love, and forgiveness.
Which, of course, are themes of the movie.
Yes.
Did everybody get that? Janny's point here isn't smile sometime.
No.
Could be the takeaway. It's more if you want to make life easier on yourself, maybe try not getting into fights with literally everyone.
Right.
But
it's more just calm down a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, just a little bit. You can have your opinion, you can make your opinion.
Yeah,
you
they're
can
all
do
kind
these
of
things,
saying, yes, this is okay. This is fine.
Yeah, but you're
But
not doing it in a
kind
very
of bring some
constructive
emotion.
manner.
Yeah, your emotions are taking over.
But that's kind of her flaw, and I think that's one of the things that she has to learn as the movie goes on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the taming part of it. But you need to have her be over the top to, one, match the tone of a Shakespeare character, and two, it's a high school movie in the 90s, and you have to kind of be in the face of the audience, I guess, a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
And as Kat leaves, she tells her, thanks for your excellent guidance. Get back to the quivering member. And Allison Janney goes, quivering member. I like that.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
No!
Like that. So do I.
No!
I can't do the Vince McMahon as much anymore because he's so gross, but I'm still gonna.
He always is so gross.
I'll have to remember that one next time. I have to put that in the next deposition. I'm going to say that I had a quivering member.
Ew! Too much.
The one dude in class. Well, you know what? If there was another sex pervert, I would do a different.
No, you're right.
voice, but
It works though. All right,
It works with him because he's so over the top.
Yes, it's true.
And he's not in a position of governmental power that I know of. So it's an easy enough one to do.
I know. You can't even do the Rich Evans. Fuck yeah.
Because it comes out as Vince.
It just comes out as Vince.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I have to go too high and then it sounds
You
really
have to
perverse.
get breathy. It's so gross.
We'll find a new one. Because there is the producer voice.
Oh, there's
being
the producer voice.
For this movie,
Ooh, we gotta have a quivering member.
we gotta have a quivering member in this movie. I don't care whose it is. Heath Ledger's, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's.
One of them
You
will
could
be
have
quivering.
fucking David Krumholtz's member in this movie quivering. But I want a little something for
I
the
want
ladies.
bulging, quivering bratwurst.
Bulging, quivering members.
They gotta be bratwurst.
All right, I don't know what I meant by this. The one dude in class wants her, but he's going to go for her for fun. What the fuck am I talking about?
Okay. This is when Joey comes more into the picture. Joey
Okay,
did his
so Joey
disgusting
yes.
shit in class. Now we
Played
get
by
to
Andrew
hear him
Keegan.
more.
Typical 90s man.
He's greased back hair, all right? That's what's happening here. He thinks he's hot shit. So he's talking to his friend.
He is literally modeling.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
Okay, hang on. If I was 17 or 18 years old and I was modeling, I would think my shit doesn't stink either. I'd be the king of Poontown if I was 17 or 18 years old and I'm a literal model. Now, I mean, yeah, you're right, Rachel, because he's a trust fund baby, so he's
such a douchebag.
He's probably paying
It doesn't
for
even
those
sound
shoots.
real. Daddy got him the job. He probably
That's
they
right.
weren't even they didn't really want him, but they're like, okay, I guess he can pose for the pictures. Doesn't mean they're going to
Probably
use
true.
them.
I interrupted you though. What were you saying about
No,
this
so the friend is like, oh, here come the virgins, and the two, it was Bianca and Chastity that go by.
scene? Oh, really? I didn't even remember that.
Yes.
I mean, the one girl's name is literally Chastity.
Yeah, so they go by, and Joey yells, like, looking good, ladies, because he's a douche.
Oh, because Joey
And
Joey
this
just
is where it's like,
wants-
oh, they're out of reach. And he goes, really? Like, well, now I'm going to want her because he can't have her. Because no one's out of reach for him, and that's what he
taming
like,
of the
says.
Shrew plot point. So he tells him, put it in the spank bank and move on. Good advice for most people out there.
Probably, yeah.
To get the visual, take a
No,
photo
too much,
with your
too
mind.
Too much. I don't want to know all the details.
They're high school boys, Rachel. They had
Still
to.
don't want
It's
all
part
the
of
details. Don't take an actual picture. The mind picture is fine. It's enough.
Mind. Spank bank in your head. Rachel's disgusted.
It's gross.
I forgot
to me.
how gross that. I do forget how gross that phrase actually is when
It's
you say it like out
gross.
loud.
I don't like it. Teenage boys are gross.
Oh, teenage boys are disgusting.
Men and boys are gross, though. It's just, it is.
Everyone's gross.
Sure. But I feel like boys are grosser, but maybe that's just because I am a woman.
Because like a boy in high school can go like weeks without remembering like to clean anything.
I don't know how.
I don't know. I wasn't that bad that I can remember.
I don't
might
remember
have
you
been. I don't
stinking
know.
that bad.
I was just a pudgy little kid, so I wasn't like hitting on girls that were like way above my grade. I was JGL. So picture JGL in this
great.
movie.
Okay.
All right. I looked a little like JGL, but give him like big Kupibara cheeks
Just round
and
him
like
out.
just round his ass out so that he like would roll down the hill.
Oh my god.
There's Shelf Life Kevin.
You weren't that round. It's fine.
My point is here, folks. Where am I? I'm just enjoying making Rachel feel uncomfortable. There's more to her, not the spanking part, but the rest. Like you're missing the rest of it. Like yes, she's fine for the spank bank, but like the rest of it, like he's missing all of that.
Right.
Which is weird because he hasn't said a word to this girl, so he doesn't.
No,
really
he knows
know
nothing
that.
about
Like,
her. It's literally his first day here, and all he's done is looked at her.
But he's like making assumptions based on her looks. Actually, is what's happening here.
Yeah, he really is. He's making assumptions.
Krumholtz tells him that she's looking for a French tutor, which is a plot point in Taming of the Shrew.
Yes.
I think it's also a French tutor.
Is it a French tutor? Because I know
it's a language tutor, yeah.
They're like, they lie about who they are in that too.
Yeah, and say
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I can tutor your daughters. Like that's how they get the in. And JGL is like, perfect. I just have to learn French. Strangely enough, our next subject is Community, where there's a similar plot point. One, we're in a school again.
Yep.
And two, a character is trying to convince another character that they speak a different language
That's
and
right.
can tutor them in order to pick them up.
Very weird.
I don't know
Is this becoming
how
a
that
trope?
happened. It's the Volume 6 trope. It's the Volume 6
theme.
non-spy trope.
Ah, makes sense. The front half
I'm pretty
is all about lying about learning a language.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger actually does try to get close to Sarah Connor by pretending that he speaks Spanish as well. I do know how to
Wow.
speak Spanish.
That
I will
makes
teach
so much
you.
sense.
That's a deleted scene.
Dang it. Missed opportunity.
And then in The Incredible Hulk, he's learning Portuguese.
He
and
is
pretending
learning
to be a
Portuguese.
tutor. So actually there is sort
There's
of
a lot of learning languages in this one.
the whelmed moment. This moment I remember. This
Yes.
thing was famous,
Oh, yeah.
I thought. And it speaks again to them like being ditzy
Yes.
as like part of their character.
Well, they are ditzy.
So, Rachel, please finish the quote for me here. I know you can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed, but can you ever just be whelmed?
I think you can in Europe.
I did not realize that that's from this movie. It always feels like it's from another teen movie, not another teen movie, but another teen movie.
Oh, yeah. It feels like it should be.
I actually thought it was from Clueless.
Do you think that they're making fun of Clueless by making, like, these snarky, like,
No.
ditzy lines? No?
No, I haven't seen Clueless in a very, very long time, but if memory serves, I would put Clueless in the same boat as this one, as an elevated teen movie,
Interesting.
where it has those tropes, it has the comedy, it has the romance, but it's trying to do something a little more than a Netflix rom-com. Joey takes Gabrielle Union and Bianca home. Kat is not thrilled to see that he's giving them a ride
No,
home.
of course not.
I liked that Michael has this shitty little scooter that he
It's
drives.
like a moped, I think. Like, it's like a
kinda
little
would be-
motorcycle thing.
It'd be a little cool to have that in high school, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I don't know about Seattle, though. Oh, Seattle. Rachel.
Surprisingly,
That's where
it's...
Twilight does take
Yes,
place in
That's
Washington.
correct. Except for some reason, it's very bright and sunny here all the time versus Seattle,
is.
Washington, Twilight, which is just constantly dreary and wet and cold, which is actually what it's like.
No, it is. Yeah. No, this does seem a little more
Bright
I don't
and
know if it was
vibrant
just
and
the colors
happy.
or something.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like hotter than normal.
It does.
Like every
it's like
scene, it
really
made it feel
warm.
like they're going through like a worm.
Oh yeah,
worm,
it's
streak
like
or something.
every time they record, it's like, oh my god, wait, it's sunny and hot out. This is the time we record right now.
Yeah.
This is the only time we record.
Krimholtz tries to veer away from a car that almost hits him, and he flies down this hill.
Oh my god.
In this comical mishap.
Yes, where everybody probably thinks he's gonna be dead, but he gets up, raises his
And
arms,
he plays it
everybody
off.
applauds.
He plays it off perfectly. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone applauds, thinking like it was badass, and he
Right.
plays it off really awesome. I thought that was good. It's a pretty good stunt, honestly. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
bad. Doesn't serve a purpose.
No, not at all. Just that he's
Doesn't come
kind of a
back.
klutzy, dorky dude.
He doesn't use it to get ahead in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think that would
happens.
work. It's just a thing. It just happened.
A crazy long establishing shot into Kat's house.
Yes.
It takes too long to go into this house. She's reading the bell jar because, of course, she is. Because she's that girl. Just reading the bell jar for no apparent reason. Larry Miller is her dad. The doorman is here. Oh, the doorman. Pray tell, what does the doorman have to say?
Oh my god.
Great back and forth. Great
Oh, yeah, this is good.
repartee between Larry Miller and Julia Stiles here, because he asks her, "Did you make anyone cry today?" And she says, "No. Sadly, no. But it's only 4:30."
And they just smile at each other. He likes that she's like a
Yes, he
hard
likes that
ass.
she's a shrew.
Yes, he likes her shrewness.
She doesn't get it.
She doesn't
because-
get that he likes her the way she is, because she even says, like,
Yes.
she wants me to be like Bianca. And it's like, no, he doesn't.
And it's like, no. He wants Bianca to be
like
like
you.
I don't understand how she doesn't get that.
It's ridiculous.
It's so obvious that he
Teenagers.
wishes Bianca was like that.
I think it's just stupid teenager brain. I think that's all you have to chalk that up
because-
to.
There's never a scene, there's never a moment where Larry Miller is like, "Why can't you be like Bianca?"
No, never.
He never says
Oh,
that.
God, no,
He never is like, "Oh, Bianca, you're such a sweetheart." He never says that.
No.
So I don't know why she thinks that, other than I guess you're right. It's just teenager brain
It's
where
stupid
it's just
teenager brain where you think that they want you to be the person that you're not.
because he very clearly respects the way that both of his daughters are and who they
the
are.
way they hold themselves. Yes.
But he does wish that Bianca was tougher, because
Right.
then he wouldn't have to worry about her as much. I think is
he
what
thinks she's
he's
a little
thinking.
soft, and he thinks that people would probably take advantage of her. Most likely, boys would take advantage of her, and that's what he
Yes.
doesn't want to happen.
Which is his gigantic paranoia. So he
Yes.
is this proto dad. He looks like a dad. He's Larry Miller. He's
he's
a
Larry
bald,
Miller,
chubby
right?
guy. I mean, you just.
He's got a sweater vest on.
But
That's all you need
his
to know.
thing is that he is super paranoid about his daughter's dating boys. He is super paranoid about it.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that something terrible is going to happen, or they're going to get pregnant, or like something awful will happen to them. I think driven by the fact that later on we find out that the mom is gone.
Yes.
She left them, so
Yeah.
she just abandoned them.
Yeah, it wasn't
We
that
never
she
know why or
died. It
anything
wasn't
like
any
that.
of that. It was she left.
For some reason, he's like super paranoid that they're going
He
to
doesn't
leave
want to
him.
leave. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose them. Which actually, that's going to come up in a couple minutes here, because he gets
Yes,
there's a
because-
letter from Sarah Lawrence.
Yeah, so she gets into Sarah Lawrence, which is on the other side of the country, for those that are not aware,
Yes.
from Seattle. It's on the East Coast.
And she's super
She's-
excited. She's ecstatic.
Yeah, because she wants to leave. She's this teenager-brained, edgy girl where she's just like, "Ugh, this place sucks. I can't wait to leave after graduation." Like,
Right.
she just wants to... She thinks that idiots won't be there, which in Sarah Lawrence they might
But there's
not
always
totally be, 'cause
no.
it's like a very
There's idiots everywhere. It doesn't matter
prissy
where you're
school.
at. There's idiots everywhere. Period. It does. They're idiots for
Yeah.
different reasons.
Yeah, she doesn't understand that.
But this is where the
She'll
dad
learn.
is like, "Oh, I thought you wanted to be at go to my school though," and she's just like, "No, no, of course not." But
Want
I
to be a
think that's
husky.
but that's only because he doesn't want her to leave because he's a dad, and she doesn't get it. She just thinks he wants to control her. So I think that's a part of it. So it's just that stupid teenager
Yes.
brain.
Kat tries to change the subject to the fact that Bianca is not allowed to date, but she drove home with
A boy.
Joey.
Yeah.
A boy. That's from Easy A. That'll be on the list.
They're funny. Their
That's
dynamic
based
is
off
fucking
of
hilarious.
That's another one that's based off of a
Well, yeah, that's
classic lit.
the
So, there you go.
yes. They even talk about it.
I
Scarlet
want
Letter.
these brought back because they're usually pretty good. He tells them to remember his rules. No dating until you graduate is rule 1, and rule 2 is no dating until you graduate. He tells them that he delivered twins that morning to a 15-year-old. And you know what she said to him? Which I'm sure he did not.
Of
But you
course
know
not.
what she said to him? And Kat goes, that I wish I wasn't a crack whore who should have made her boyfriend wear a condom.
Probably.
That's the most 1999 line I have ever said. And he says, close, but not quite.
I should have listened to my father.
So he's a fearmonger. He's fear-mongering
Or
them.
she
He's
would
trying to get
have
them
if
to
she wasn't so
understand.
doped up, was the other thing that he said. So she didn't actually say any of that.
Bianca says that she's the only girl in school that doesn't date Daddy. And,
Your sister doesn't date.
Yeah, your sister doesn't. And then they fight because she calls her like a troglodyte or like a hog beast. And that's because she's a loser. And Bianca is not. She's the hot one. Although I would argue that they
both
look
very
like
pretty.
sisters.
Yeah, they're
So
both
I
very
don't
pretty.
quite understand.
I would hope that she didn't call her
Julia-
a hog beast, but there's a
Well,
difference.
This is when I wrote down like Julia Stiles, of course, kind of Kevin's style of personality and look there, but that is partly because of Rachel's rolling her
course.
eyes. It's true.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
So Larry Miller comes up with the idea: Bianca, you can date when Kat does, because he's deciding like you know what, you're right. It is unfair. You can date.
Yep.
You can date when she does.
And he knows she never will.
Bianca stops by Cameron, who is tutoring her. How he pulled this off, I don't know. I have how? What step did we miss here where Cam was able to convince either a French teacher, Bianca herself, or the French club? Like, wouldn't you go to the French club?
Maybe they don't
To
have a
get a
French
tutor?
club. Maybe there isn't one. I don't know.
Maybe.
I guess
You're going to tell me that Hogwarts doesn't have a French club? Go down to
I
the
would
Monster
expect
Wing
it.
and find some monster that speaks French. You're going to tell me that
I
they're
would
in the
imagine
monster
there's
down
definitely
there?
a monster that speaks French, but nobody goes down the monster wing when you're not a monster. That's just not how it works. All right. So
They
then,
let
so
Bianca
then
down
here
there.
comes, so then here comes Cam, who goes, "I speak French," and she goes, "Fine, whatever," and then just
And
goes
I'm
off
not a
to that.
monster.
All right,
That you know of.
that you know of.
I would have loved... I'll teach you French on one condition.
Uh-oh.
I want to be best friends with your sister. That would have been the alternative. Wednesday Addams wants to be best friends with Kat because she recognized game.
She's just like, "Oh, I like your sister."
Yeah, exactly. He tries to ask her out using French food. It's a terrible job. Very bad. Cam don't have no game. He's awful at this. She thinks it's cute, though, because she's like, "Are you trying to ask me out? That is so cute."
Yeah, she thinks
'Cause
it's
has
kind of adorable.
no intention of going out with this guy. He's a
No,
loser.
because she already has the other guys in her sights, and she goes, "Well, he's going to ask
He's got
me
plenty
out."
of them.
I don't think there's plenty of them, but she has the one guy that she thinks is going to ask her out, and she wants that to happen. So if anything else
yeah.
happens, it's kind of just like, no, that's fine
think
and
she would
dandy,
take-
but this guy is going to ask me out.
I think one of the weird things about this one is that it's insular in its world. we only focus on a handful of the characters, and yet the school seems extremely large. And at certain points, Bianca's talking about how people think she's adorable, and she likes that, or whatever she says. I think that she could have multiple suitors. It's just that Joey's her number one because Joey is the hot one.
Yes.
But I bet that there's other guys that she would accept way before she would accept Cam. Because he's the fucking Gus Griswold.
I suppose. But right now, she's got the blinders on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cam asks Bianca what is the deal with her sister. And she says, well, she was popular, and then she got sick of it. So now she's just a bitch, and explains the whole thing about not being able to date, and like Kat needs to date before she gets to. Mm-hmm. He says that he'll find somebody to date Kat. And Bianca goes, you would do that for me?
Yeah, that's
she's
kind of the
setting
whole
him
point.
up. She's setting him up to use him, is what's happening here.
Yes, they're all using each other. And Kat is kind of the victim. She is the victim. Because she's the only one that's not using anybody. Everybody else is using everybody.
Yeah,
they're all using each other for something.
Which is very Shakespearean.
Oh,
kind of reminds me of, I did watch Barber of Seville. I have seen that opera, which is not based on Taming of the Shrew, I don't think. But it has similar themes where like every character is like using every other character.
Yeah.
Very Pirates of the Caribbean in that way.
That
right? Schulte
too.
is one of our favorites.
Yes.
Yeah. Setting him up to, leading him on. I guess it would be the other way to say.
She is kind of leading him on. She really is.
Krumholtz gathers all of these guys in an attempt to be like, these are the guys that I have that could date Kat Strafford. And it's like this Peter Griffin looking dude.
Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Like burnout
this
guy.
Is so dumb. How did he even convince these people to come here?
Well, the weirder thing is he explains it, you'd think, to them. They keep rotating in the chairs. Are they not listening to what he's... This scene is stupid. This scene could have been cut.
Yeah, this
and
is
maybe a different scene. It's bad.
It's
because
really
it doesn't make any
stupid.
fucking sense.
Yeah, the one guy like laughs hysterically. The one just stares blankly.
Screams. One guy talks about, are there going to be goats? Like, he wants to fuck a goat, I guess, is the joke.
One wasn't high enough for it. Yeah, the other one was saying, like, he'd rather have a sheep than her, which is gross. But maybe it was in the Shakespearean play. Maybe they asked the sheep fucker. I don't know. You don't know. That's what happened.
I didn't read it. That's true.
So maybe that's part of it. Maybe that was real. And then the big guy just screams. He does look like Peter Griffin.
They could have probably increased some other aspect of the show. We get the idea that no one wants to date her. Do a walk and talk. This is where the she's all that would have been better. Just do a walk and talk of like going, look, I'm going to point people out.
They could have met with one at a time. Yeah. Or like, hey.
One at a time. Or just him being like, we're never going to find somebody to date a sister. Hey, would you date Kat Strafford? No. Would you date Kat Strafford? Not in your life. Just do that down the hallway, and it gives the same effect. I think that would
have made more sense, right?
As is, I did not like that scene at all.
No, that was...
and they used it in the trailer, so maybe it was a trailer scene.
Goofy.
It's like, cut that then. Just cut it.
Yeah, I don't think you needed it.
I don't understand. Okay, so they must be in like an advanced science class because they're younger than...
biology.
But they're younger than Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger's characters, but they're in the same class because
so it could be like an advanced placement.
A frog.
It could be.
He sees Heath Ledger and he's like, well, what about that guy? And Krumholtz is like, oh, don't look at that guy. He's a criminal. There's all these like rumors about Heath Ledger's character.
Yeah, he has a criminal. Bunch of rumors.
He's a porn
star.
He's
been to jail. This and that.
Yeah. Very odd. I mean, I guess it's because he is somewhat of a bad boy. He lights a cigarette up with a Bunsen burner in this scene.
He disappeared for like months, at one point, and they all said he went to jail because of that. Yeah, he does. He does light a cigarette with the Bunsen burner, and also like stabs the frog with a switchblade, which his punk friend is like, knock it off.
Yes, the friend with like the mohawk is like, stop it.
Oh my god.
You could be making a critique about rumors that are spread about guys versus rumors that are spread about girls.
Yeah.
Because the rumors that are spread about him are always making him more of a badass.
Sure.
Which I don't think he wants, but he plays it up.
He just doesn't care. He also is like I don't care, so whatever, say whatever the hell you want about me.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I went to jail. That kind of attitude.
But the rumors about girls are always like, she's a slut. Like, that's 9 out of 10, or she has an eating disorder or something.
Right.
It's always bad. But
it belittles women.
don't know if they really go that route, even when the reveal about Joey and Kat is made later. If they say anything about a rumor being started,
There wasn't, something about like she told him if he ever told anybody that she would tell everybody that he has a small dick.
About his small dick. Right. But you could have done something where like she was popular, this rumor spread. That might be a little too Mean Girls.
And it may have happened, and she's just leaving it out. And told him, knock it off, or I will tell them how tiny your penis is.
This next scene is Robin going to ask the Joker to go out on a date with the girl from Save the Last Dance. He approaches him in a shop class. Heath Ledger just sands right through this French book before he can even ask.
I don't even think he's sanding. It's like that one metal piece that's like really round. Drills like a hole. It's like a drill.
I thought it was like a buffer, like a sander.
No,
and
it's like the round drill thing that like you use for doorknobs.
Oh. All right, that probably explains why that happened, though.
Yeah.
So they've settled on him. They're like, all right, he is tough enough to date Kat. So let's try this guy. Because if anybody can like handle him, it's this guy. But how do we get him to do it? We need a backer. We could pay him.
Right.
So now we need to get a backer.
Yep.
Someone with money who's stupid. And that cuts to Joey making boobs on a tray. This is elaborate, too, this drawing of a chest on a tray here.
Just 2 boobs, nipples, and the skinny waist.
Michael comes up to the table and wants to talk to them, and his click. Joey starts drawing a penis on his face.
Yes, he does.
He breaks down the plan, and they give him the plan. You need to hire a guy that doesn't scare easy, like Heath Ledger, to date Kat so that you can date Bianca.
Exactly.
Joey's like, that guy, I heard he ate a duck or something, a
live
something
duck
like that.
once. Yeah.
A live duck.
Which is
and
such
like,
a weird rumor.
Everything but the beak and feet. It's probably like he once did eat duck.
It's
and
probably.
They're like, oh, must have been a live duck. And
right.
Yeah.
So what does he get in return? He asks, Joey's like, what do you, why would you tell me this?
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting? Why don't you just say hi to me sometimes? Give me some clout is kind of the idea.
Yeah. And Joey buys that because he's like, okay, yeah, I'm popular. If I say hi, if I act like you're a human being, people will think that.
Right. Look at you higher.
It's a fair enough plan by Cam and Michael to use Joey because they're like, no, he'll buy that. Like, we don't give a shit, but like, he'll buy that as the reasoning. Mm-hmm. So like now they're using him as a patsy.
Exactly.
Lots of patsies.
Patsies everywhere.
Patsies everywhere. Joey says that he'll think about it. And then Krumholtz leaves and he gets to pretend to call the shots, is how he kind of phrases it to JGL. Because Gordon Levitt's like, this is going to screw me over. He's so whiny in this movie. JGL is so whiny.
He is a bit of like a whiny little weenie. That's kind of how I see him. He's a weenie. Yeah. He's not a bratwurst. He's a weenie.
I could definitely see a lot of girls being like, oh, he's so sweet, though, and cute.
He's like cute and sweet. Yeah,
sure, he's cute and sweet. He's also a whiny little bitch.
But would you rather have him or Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with that Joker smile, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. You never know what's going to happen with Heath Ledger. I know what's going to happen with JGL. He's going to take me on a tepid date at best. We're going to get ice cream and go to a mediocre diner, maybe see a movie. Then he's going to try to feel me up and apologize for it, and I'm going to go home. That's the date with JGL.
Yeah.
But a date with Heath Ledger, I might end up in fucking jail by the end of the night. That's exciting.
That is very exciting. Eat a whole duck, go to jail. Everybody's happy.
I'm still the I'm just saying I'm still the JGL, okay? I get it. I get where I am on the totem pole.
We don't know. You can be spontaneous.
Damn right I can.
You're not getting penises drawn on your face.
Ladies.
So that's great.
That I know of. I do like when he says I have a dick on my face, don't I?
Yes, it's kind of funny.
Like, what did you think he was doing?
He knew what he was doing, but he had to let him do it.
While all of this is happening, Cam gets to be with Bianca, like via the
spend
tutoring stuff.
time and do all of that so that she looks at him instead of the other guy.
Okay, this next scene, again, with talking about like the absurdistness of the high
This
school
is so
and if that's supposed to
weird.
set the tone or like what are we doing?
So weird.
MBA group, they're like
They're golfing.
hitting drivers
Yes.
off of like this school is on a cliff for some reason.
Well, yeah, it's like
'Cause
they're,
again, it's
they're on
Hogwarts.
cliffside, and then the stadium, like the football field and stuff, is
like,
dropped
down
which
in
is
this
actually
valley.
kind of cool.
It's
which is
kinda
actually kind of
badass.
cool that
Yeah,
it's like
I like it.
below. I love that.
Yeah. We'll have to remember that for City Skylines.
That's
one
what I
day.
was kind of thinking. You know, we could kind of do something really similar. It's pretty.
But they're sending these golf balls into this track field.
And
Joey
they
approaches,
have a guy who's catching them in a basket.
just trying to catch them in the
but
basket.
all I keep thinking is it's gonna hit somebody.
And this is when you are introduced to the character that replaced Michael in the preppy group. It's the guy like swinging the golf balls. He has this like
Yes!
shit-eating grin.
Oh my god!
And he ends up being the guy that hosts the party later.
that face.
To my point, and yes, I am biased because to me, Mean Girls is the coming of age movie. It's my coming of age movie, my generation. If this was a Mean Girls-esque movie with that type of world building and writing, this character would have come up a couple of times. More times, I think. But I could be misremembering how like Mean Girls and Clueless and them work because I could be thinking knowing them more
Sure.
and thinking that the characters in that come up more often.
But I do feel like a lot of these have we're going to introduce somebody, and here's where they belong in the plot.
Here's some payoff.
Here's we're going to introduce somebody, here's where they belong in the
Here's
plot.
a payoff.
If you don't
Yeah.
really hear them speak, they're not really going to do anything later. That's kind of what's happening.
And I'm with you on that. I just thought I'm thinking 3 scenes with this guy more
Yeah.
than just like a resolution at the end. There's not a lot of these tertiary characters don't have a resolution
don't.
at the end of this. We
They
just
don't.
focus right into the characters that matter.
Right.
And you could have expanded this by 20 minutes and you could have done or 10 and you could have like done a lot with these characters that you've made
Sure.
throughout this movie. Joey approaches Pat, who's smoking on the field. I don't know why he's out there. I don't know why he's hanging out on the field, but he is.
I think it's got to be a gym class or something.
I thought Kat's just on the soccer team,
You think?
which is weird because you think that she'd be friends with the players then, but she seems to not even like the rest of her teammates.
Yeah, maybe this is just an after school. They're just kind of hanging, but I don't know.
But it could be a gym class thing because there's multiple stuffs going on. Like
So maybe
later,
it's just one
Bianca
of
is doing
those, like-
archery.
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
do your thing at gym.
There's different gym classes and they all have like
Right.
different things going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Folks at home, let us know if we're wrong about this. Because I was thinking that she was on the soccer team.
Which is
I
also
think that was,
possible.
like-
The band is also practicing,
Yes.
so I don't.
A lot's going on.
I don't know
There's a
what
lot going
this
on.
is.
That's
It's
where it
something.
could be. It could be that she's on the soccer team because it's after school.
Right.
It's all very nebulous.
This is
it
just
doesn't matter.
Throw it all on the field so stuff is happening.
I didn't think about it or care
No.
during the watching, so
No.
it didn't preclude what I was thinking. So that's a good thing.
No, it didn't matter.
We're just thinking about this stuff too much, so then that's where it comes up.
Yeah.
So he points out Kat. Joey wants him to go out with her, and he offers to pay him. He offers him $20.
Oh my God, he offers
Like,
him like
dude,
nothing.
You have to start with 100.
I was gonna say
that's
it's got to be
That's
$100.
the minimum.
Even
Because you have to
$19.99.
assume, yeah, even at
$20?
$19.99, $20, like go fuck yourself.
Seriously, what am I gonna do with $20?
I mean, I'll take $20.
I mean,
I've
yeah,
got something
obviously.
for $20. If you need me to date somebody for $20, I'll do it. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. I will
Oh my
gigolo
God.
myself.
Let's not go that far. But yeah, he doesn't offer him like anything. I was at least thinking like 50, 75. Like nowadays, it would be like $200 to date this person.
No, I was saying you have to start with 100 and
Here's a
assume that he's
pig.
going to come back 250. And he's going to come back with 250. And,
Oh,
and
I-
you start the negotiation
yes,
there.
right.
Did you say here's a pig?
Well, I mean, $50 in a pig. You know, I'm thinking Shakespearean. get that sheep in here too.
Oh, okay.
So now you have a pig, a sheep.
I thought
maybe two pigs
you were
and a
like
sheep.
pointing like
$50.
You know what? I get it. She's a pig. $50. Like that's how I thought you were phrasing it.
No, and considering she is the Shrew, it should be a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be a lot more.
Pat comes back and says, "Well, a movie's 15. Well, add the popcorn on. That's 53. She's gonna want some raisinets. That's 75. You're looking at least 50, mate." And he says, "Look, I'll give you 50." So he approaches her. He saw her from afar on the football or on the soccer field or whatever. He says, like, "Well, it must have done something because I
got your attention.
My mission in life.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it's my mission in life to be able to strike your fancy." She just can't turn it off. Just tone it down a little bit, Kat. I get it though.
Here,
she realizes
kind of
right
is
away
fine.
That
like,
he's hitting on
don't
her.
hit on me. Yeah, it's just
No,
kind of
I
like,
know,
come
I know.
on, you're way too obvious.
I'm just
oh yeah,
trying to
sure,
joke.
but she is always on, because she always has like a comeback for everything too.
And she turns him down, and just kind of like walks away. And Cam and Mike just go, "We are screwed." I guess because they're like, all right, that's the one guy that should have at least put some fear in her that he's asking her out, but she's just like, whatever. Why would I care?
Yeah, and why would you be asking me out? Like, none of this makes any sense.
Yeah. Krumholtz is like, be more optimistic. Stop being so pessimistic. Say it more optimistically. And JGL goes,
We are
screwed. I like that a little bit.
We are screwed.
Hey, I don't want to hear that defeatist attitude. I want to hear you upbeat.
We are screwed.
There you go.
At the same time, a guy gets hit with a golf ball.
Yep.
A
guy, it's the coach.
I think it's the coach that comes up later, the archery coach, who also is the guy in the tension.
It's the coach.
I think that was supposed to be a running bit.
Yes.
Okay.
So he gets hit with a golf ball, he gets boobs, and the arrow in his butt.
If you blink, you could miss that it's the same character every time. But
Absolutely.
It's definitely the same character.
Yes.
Bianca and Kat are at home, and Bianca tells Kat that, she's not totally helpless. She just took off those glasses and got rid of that ponytail. She tells her to try a new look or be a little nice. And Kat says in reply to this, like, "I don't care what people think." And Bianca goes, "Yes, you do." I thought this was going to be a thing where Bianca calls her out on her bullshit and is like, "You care that people don't care what you think."
Yes.
Like one of those type of things where it's like, yeah, Jeff Winger. Not to bring it back to next week's episode, but like, you spend so much time trying to pretend like you don't care, like you probably do.
She probably cares too much, right? And so
and then Kat could be like, "No, I honestly do not care." Like, it could have been like that kind of a conversation,
right? And
it doesn't go there though.
Right.
This is where Bianca says that she likes being adored, and she's wearing her mom's pearls,
right?
Like Lisa Simpson. Kat is mad about this. I thought it was going to be because the mom was dead. The fact that the mom left, I guess you could still be mad about it, but it feels like the three of them are like, we're in this together. So I thought that she wouldn't have cared as much that she's using the mom's pearls, because like she doesn't like the mom.
Well, that's why though. She's like, "What, you want to be like mom? Do you want to do this crap and you're gonna leave too because you're just like her?" I think that's more of what it is.
All right, okay.
Which also might give us some insight into the mom. Maybe the mom is more like Bianca.
Yeah, it's possible. It doesn't. You don't need it.
But we
to
don't.
enhance
Yeah,
the
we
story.
don't know.
I thought we were gonna find out more about that in the daddy-daughter speech at the end of the movie.
Which I'm kind of glad we don't.
I go back and forth on that. Yeah, it would have been cliched if they did. It would have been too tropish if they did.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that it's
kind
more
of just
realistic.
like just them.
Yeah.
It's all about this. This is what we have. This is what we are.
Yeah.
She doesn't matter.
Fuck mom.
Fuck
it doesn't
mom.
matter. Yeah.
Fuck her.
Don't isolate that. Kat is picking up a CD. I didn't see what it was, but I'm sure it's one of her like punk rock bands. She picks it up, and Heath Ledger just happens to be there. He's kind of stalking her.
Oh yeah.
I think he's like.
I think that's his idea.
Trying to find that truck.
Oh, it's one of those things where you just happen to be there. You're just kind of always there, always around, and then they like you more because of it, type of thing.
And he's taking it personal because she's not afraid of him. which is a weird thing for a guy to say to any.
It's creepy.
To a woman.
It's creepy and weird, but he knows his reputation.
You're not afraid of me, are you?
No, don't. She is not turning into Harley Quinn because she isn't afraid of him.
She could have been a.
She
all
could have
right,
been a
honestly
Harley
though,
Quinn.
she could have been a pretty good Harley
It would
Quinn.
have been. This is perfect. There they
In
are.
the Nolan movies, she could have
She
been
would
a
have
good
been
Harley
great.
Quinn.
Yeah, I think she could have worked.
Damn.
Wouldn't that have been good? Aw, I'm sad Heath Ledger had to die.
Now I'm just mad that we didn't get that. Damn, that would have been a good reunion. It would have been a good callback to this.
Interesting.
I would have liked to see if Julia Stiles could have pulled that off too.
Yeah,
Like a manic.
I think she could.
Manicness. Not for nothing, Margot Robbie is a very, very good Harley Quinn. I just want to know what
In another
in
world,
a Chris Nolan universe with Heath Ledger's Joker, how she would have done a Harley Quinn. That would have been interesting.
I'm sure you've thought about me naked.
Which one says that? Oh,
Heath Ledger.
does Heath Ledger says that?
Am I
Okay.
that transparent?
It's this clever repertoire, tete-a-tete.
And then she
between the
goes,
two of
I
them.
want you, I need you, oh baby, oh baby.
With as much enthusiasm as Rachel said it, because that's the point.
Because that's the
Like,
point.
She's
Oh my god,
trying
I
to
think
tell
about you
her,
naked
like-
all the time. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Does Heath Ledger's character think that
he
the
knows he's
girls
pretty.
like him like that?
Yes.
Okay. It happens
We're gonna
later,
get
but
to
we gotta
that
talk about it
later,
now.
but he knows he's pretty.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
He does. He knows he's
Joey-
attractive.
Joey,
He's got an
pulls up.
accent, all right? For God's sakes, they are in Seattle, and the man has an Australian accent. Every woman should be fawning over him.
that's right.
Especially if this was Twilight. That's exactly what would be happening. They all fawned over Bella because she was new and different.
Yeah, that's that's a, hey Arizona, how you liking the rain, girl? Fucking Twilight.
One day, I'm gonna make you watch it. Without riff tracks.
I'm sure you will. I watched that in the theater, Rachel. If
Oh,
if
I
have
did too,
to
but I don't remember
remind
you seeing it in theaters. Why the hell
I
did you
did.
go see it in theaters?
We'll talk about
For
it
a
when we get to
girl?
Twilight. No, it wasn't not
For
a
your
girl.
boys?
Yes. Someone is a vampire. It might as well be me. Might be a little shrimpy little friend over there. It's trying to get with your sister. That'd make a lot of sense too.
That would make a lot of sense too. No, he's the werewolf.
Oh,
He's
he does
Jacob.
have a Taylor Lautner vibe to him.
He does.
JGL.
It's not as
Why
good
won't
as
anybody date me? He does kind of have that sense there.
it does work.
So Joey stops her from leaving. Double parks behind her so she can't leave.
Parks in just the middle of the street.
I think he does it on purpose so that he has to talk to Patrick. I think that's the idea.
Okay. But Patrick doesn't
And
come
he
back.
just doesn't, and they just hate each other. And Joey
sure.
and Kat just hate each other.
Right.
She decides, because she's impulsive, and
This is a very
extremely
impulsive,
violent,
stupid thing to do. Very stupid.
Rams the car.
Yeah.
And Joey, of course, has like a very expensive car.
Oh, yeah.
But Kat's got this like, bad,
I feel
big
like
truck.
this it's not a truck. It's so
Truck.
not a truck. It is so not a
I
truck.
think it's a truck.
It is so not a truck. I want to look up the car now. I'm looking it up because it looks like it would be a classic. Like it would be at some car show. Like her car.
What were
if
you
it was
saying
in
before
really
I got
good
you
condition.
on that? Because I'll look it up while you say.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
the point you were
I'm
trying to
thinking
make.
that if her car was in good condition, it would also be like a nice car. But she does like the stupid impulsive thing of hitting it, and hers is like built like a tank, so it just goes straight through his car, and hers is fine.
Yeah, hers doesn't really have any damage. Maybe it has some. All right, hang on, because I just saw that the writers on this are Karen McCullough, Kirsten Smith, and William Shakespeare. Go fuck yourself, IMDb. I wrote the 1999 classic 10 Things I Hate About You. She's driving a Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not.
Thank
It's
you.
not a.
It is not a truck. It's a Dart, and it's built like a tank. All right. It's not in the best condition, but if it was in good condition, it would be at car shows. All right. I feel like it would be.
Okay, you're right. It's not a truck. It's just this it's like a vintage car. There's so many articles about that car in this movie. It's kind of sad how many like articles there are about the car in this movie. Oh, that's
funny.
Her dad, though, is like, my insurance is not going to cover PMS. What a 90s line.
The my doll, the PMS, the bitch.
All of that is so 90s. But,
I hated it back then. I hate it now.
But, Rachel, I could see where a female-led, if it were women saying those lines, I think that you'd be more comfortable with it. Because
why would they be saying those lines?
In the same way that, like dirty humor of, like, a guy, it could just be like, I must be on my period, or something.
It also sounds like a guy just said it, so...
Well, that's because I said it, and I don't know how, I don't know how to frame a joke that way.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't think women really make that joke.
But that's what my point is. Like, Call Her Daddy. Let's use a podcast as an example, okay? And I know you don't like that podcast. I don't listen to it.
How would I know if I like it?
Well, I just assume. Because, like, it's like, it's like about, like, hookups culture and stuff, but from a girl's perspective. I could see them making these types of jokes on the podcast. But it would be ironic. Yeah, they might be ironic, but, like, I if you're going to do let's bring back this type of rom-com, if they framed it in the right way, I think you could say these things. Kat says, I guess I just must be on my period. Where she, like, throws it back in their face.
Yes, I could see her yelling that out the car. Sorry, I think I'm just on my period.
Sorry, I must be bleeding. Yeah, like something like that. That's what I'm saying. Where, like, if you phrase it in the right way or you give her the right motivation, you can still use those jokes.
But it's still said in the way that if a gross man was thinking it or saying it. Like, they're throwing it back in their face. Which is what's happening here, is they are saying it in a gross, I'm a man and you're a woman, I'm going to belittle you because you have a period kind of way.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what his point is by saying it that way, but it's supposed to be punchy dialogue.
Yeah.
It just kind of hits with a thud because it just doesn't work in today's day and age. It's very 1999.
Yes.
PMS jokes were the rage back then.
They were.
He's saying, like, you don't know what you want. You don't know what college you want to go to. You won't know until you're 45. And even then, you're not going to know what you really want. I think he's talking about himself.
Oh, sure.
He gets a page because he is a gynecologist. I think we figured out that, like, he delivers babies.
Yes.
So he's probably, like, always on call. And he has to leave. Bianca shouts at her for wrecking the car because she's like, oh, I guess you won't have a car to go on a date with Joey.
Right.
Suck it, and, like,
pretty much.
Away. Girls loved doing that in high school, by the way, Rachel. The DX crotch shop, big when in my class. I don't know why. The girls in my class would always do the suck it. Yeah, insult. Which I guess you're right. Like, Pitch Perfect, they do that. Mean Girls might have a suck it joke, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was still a thing for mine, too. I think it's like eat me. Same idea. Yeah.
Joey wants some results. He tells Pat. Patrick goes, I want $100 in advance. So he does kind of put the foot down, like I said, like you start with 100 and you work your way up.
Yeah.
I don't know what Heath Ledger is doing here. He's just like heating a piece of metal.
Blowtorch?
Yeah, he's just heating a piece of metal with the blowtorch.
Well, I mean, earlier he was playing with fire where he was like putting his fingers and he was just playing with the fire.
That's right.
He was bored. Yeah. Which I couldn't tell if that was just Heath Ledger or if he was just in character.
That's a fair point.
Just fucking around with the fire.
Everything burns.
Oh, God.
They tell him the truth. We're not doing this for Joey. And so he goes, oh, so you want to help me tame the wild beast? So
yeah, he also is just like, what the hell is up with this girl? Like, why is everybody so into her? I don't get it.
Into Bianca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does say that. Yeah, he's like, I don't get it. Like, why are you so into her?
Like, everybody's
but
so
he does
obsessed.
Like, JGL has a "don't rape us" joke that is very strange.
Is there? Maybe I missed.
Yeah, he says something to the effect of like, "We don't want to be your prison pals" or something like that. Because there's that rumor like, "Oh, you're a criminal," like, but we don't want to be like your friends. Like you would have had friends in prison. That's the way I interpreted it. Okay. The joke, the way that he says it. Krumholtz is trying to screw Bogey Lowenstein over by offering free beer at this party. He took the flyers for this party that were supposed to be at Bogey Lowenstein's house, that the guy that took over the NBA group from him.
Right.
He replaced it with free beer, and they do the toss, the flyers that get all over the place.
All over the place,
so that-
everybody picks it up and is like, ooh, party.
Yep. It's pages from the burn book all over the place.
But instead, this is
made out with a hot dog. That was one time.
One time.
Which I think is also a teen trope, right? A bunch of
Oh.
people get invited over to a party that weren't invited.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Also, I think...
Bianca's with Cam at some weird statue. I don't know where they're at in this. I assume it's like some park in Seattle because it's like all on location. Or Tacoma. He kind of tells Bianca the plan. He's like, I'm going to get someone to date your sister, but we need to figure out what your sister likes to do, because if we can figure out what your sister likes to do, then we can make this a lot easier on everybody.
Right.
So Cam is like, are we sure that your sister doesn't, play for the other team?
Swing the other way. Is she a lesbian?
And-
Just say it.
Right. She's angry all the time. She must have a big lesbian
Crush
crush
on me.
So, Bianca, it's hard to not make the connections of these movies.
That was a good one.
Bianca says that Kat is not gay. She knows that she will not date a smoker.
Fair enough.
And she's like, I'm not going to investigate into my sister's mind. That's gross.
It's twisted.
Yeah, and they're like, well, it's this or nothing. Like, we need your fucking help. And it's your fucking sister, so, like, give us some insight.
Yeah, do something.
So Bianca goes into Kat's stuff. She took Cam
Into her room.
Cam would have been, like, panic mode, because, like,
I think he is in panic mode. He was, like, sitting there with his hands together, like, don't touch anything, don't touch anything.
Well, that, too, and, like, that the dad is, like, yeah, there's a boy
hard ass?
here. Like,
Yeah. Like, he has, like... There's a man here, like, and he's gonna go sniff you out.
That would have been kind of funny. Like, if there was a scene later on where he goes, wait a minute,
there was a boy in
there was
here.
a boy in this house. Like, that would have been kind of funny.
Honestly, you probably could smell him. Because, like we were
100%.
saying earlier, boys
he smells
smell.
like fear. Yeah, and now he
that's
smells
true.
like fear.
That's true. That's right. And fear stinks.
Oh, Bianca's like, I can kind of smell that you're like really afraid
Deodorant.
of everything right now.
Use it. Not the Axe body spray.
I don't know if Axe was a thing in 1999. That might be a little too
It's
early.
later, but fine. Same idea. Too much cologne.
She's super into a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different bands and things like that. Bianca's giving Cam all this stuff, basically study materials for Pat, so that he can understand the mind of Kat a little bit better.
Right.
The one thing that she points out is that she has black panties.
That's right.
Panties is such a strange
Panties is a weird word. Yeah.
It's a weird word. But she has black panties, which to Bianca means that she wants to have sex.
At some point, she wants to have sex. Yeah.
That's what black panties
Sexy
means.
underwear.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
guess
idea
it's
of just sexy underwear in general.
Wouldn't it have been a thong in 1999? Or is that too far for like
Black
punk
is-
rocker? No. Punk rocker would have had the thong. I think that she would have had a thong. If you're gonna like say like the sexy underwear type thing.
Sure, she could have like a thong, maybe something
The
lacy.
thong song is in full swing right now.
Maybe something
That's what I'm
lacy or something like that. And I don't think
Fair
Kat
enough.
would wear a thong. It's not comfortable.
That's true. Even if she's trying to be like hot, this is the night kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's unnecessary. They're gonna take their clothes off anyways, so why would I have to wear sexy underwear? Right?
That's a fair point.
See?
Absolute fair point.
You're welcome.
Granny panties.
Doesn't
A
matter.
bra that doesn't push it up. Don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We just want you to take the shit off anyway.
There it is.
Done.
It's on display. Enjoy. Worship it.
That's right. Hey, when I went to high school, the thongs were a big thing.
Well, yeah, because
girls would wear
because
them.
girls wore. We had the jeans that barely went over your butt cheeks, and then they would wear the thongs that would go
That would go
above the jeans.
That was very hard for let me rephrase it. That was very difficult for a high school boy.
But that's what would happen. Those pants never fit.
No,
Awful.
they never fit.
Look, kids these days are like, bring back the lowriders, and then they put on pants, and you're like, those are not lowriders. Like, if you want them low, you got to go 4 inches lower than that.
I can't see your
Where's your
uvula.
crack?
They're not low enough.
It's got to be camel toeing, and your crack's got to be showing. That's what it was always like.
Did I just confuse uvula
Yes,
with
you
vulva?
did. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
did.
Vulva?
Mulva? You know what I meant. I said
did.
the wrong word.
I did. It was funnier.
Cam asked Bianca, we're never going to get done with this because we just keep
never.
trying to make each other uncomfortable. That's the whole goal of this episode. Cam asks if he can go into Bianca's room. And Bianca...
Right after the underwear thing, and she's just like, that's creepy.
Okay. I was going to ask you, what is her reaction to this? Because I couldn't quite tell if it's pensiveness out of a sense of... She knows that this guy likes her.
Yes.
Okay? So...
And she's like, you are not rummaging through my underwear drawer. No.
Okay. Because the way that she reacts to it is almost like she thinks that she did something wrong.
Oh,
does
no.
that make any sense to you?
Yes, I
All right.
know what you mean by that, but it was more of like a, oh, you went right there. You want to go through my stuff because you want to
it's
see
almost
what
like have
my
I let
panties
you
look
in
like.
too far,
Right,
or have I
like,
exposed too much?
Did I tell you too much information about women? Maybe type of thing too. I don't know because she's like, I don't want
Okay.
you to know any of that about me.
Krumholtz and Cam go to a biker bar riding the scooter. I like that nice bike by the old guy. He's like, yeah,
You call it a scooter,
yeah.
and it still looks like a little motorcycle to me.
moped. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
If it was the scooter, you'd be like, and a little scooter, like, but it's a motorcycle
Well, whatever.
with a basket.
Yeah, you're right. Spider-Man drives a scooter.
Thank
in
you.
Spider-Man 2.
That's
This is a
right.
moped. Mike tells Cam, don't touch anything, you'll get hepatitis. And he says it in the most Jewish accent he can muster. He ruins the game of pool. He just
He almost
picks
has
up
Wolverine
one of the
hair
balls.
in this scene. It's like getting to that
does?
point. It's very square, but it's almost peeking.
Interesting. I did not notice that.
Just a smidgen.
Well, they
I
are
think
going to a
it's just-
biker bar.
Yeah, maybe
He's
that's
like,
all
I have
I'm really
to.
picturing.
I gotta get into costume. Let me get my Wolverine hair going. And then did you notice this in the background, Rachel, where the guy that was playing him takes
Yes.
the money because they were like betting on the game?
Yes.
So they just like that's like
That's
legitimate.
the game. I'm taking the money.
It's a good little joke in the background there. Pat is there for some reason.
Yes.
Kids are getting into bars all over this damn
So
town.
here's my thought. On this one. He's Australian. I don't know.
I think this is just the sleaziest bar you could find that's not going to card him.
Also
and,
that. And he looks like he's an adult. Okay, fine.
He's upset that he can't smoke. And then they're like, well, she likes pretty guys and you're... And they stop.
Yes.
Okay, now I've been making
saying
fun
I'm
of
not
his
pretty?
hair. I've been making fun of the fact that he looks a little dirty. He's got a little pig pen in him. And they're like, oh no, you're not, you're pretty, you're
very
gorgeous.
pretty. Yes.
Am I supposed to... Your Honor, am I supposed to believe here that Heath Ledger is not pretty? Is that what we are supposed to believe?
So I think it's not that he's not pretty.
Because if we're supposed to believe he's not pretty, this does not have shelf life.
It's that he's not well kept. Like he's
Okay.
not like clean and like his hair is like done properly and he's wearing like nice clothes. He's not pretty in that sense.
Okay, I will accept that.
Yes. Does he have a pretty face? Is he a pretty dude? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think they don't really know what that means. Because they're like,
Well, because
she likes
she
pretty
says that-
guys. And they're just like,
Yeah, she likes pretty guys like
do you need
Jared
to-
Leto.
yeah, like.
That's the
Oh,
example
good
that they give.
Lord.
Another fucking... There's Jokers all over this movie.
So many!
Too many Jokers. That's good. Rachel's gonna write a short story called "Too Many,
Too many
Jokers."
jokers.
It's gonna be your high school experience called "Too Many Jokers."
I don't know if I like Jared Leto's look. Something about his eyes.
Well, for one thing, he is a jackass. I think that's a good. So it
Maybe
kind of
that's why.
ruins
Maybe I
everything.
just look at him and I go, "You're just a jackass, aren't you?"
But I don't think even in 1999 you would consider him pretty. I would have said like Leo. Like Leo's a pretty boy.
Yes. That's
the
the
kid
route
from
you have
Dawson's
to go.
Creek.
Yes.
Like
those are pretty boys. But
Freddie
he's like
Prinze.
but he is still pretty.
But I get your point. He's got a little more ruggedness to him.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger does.
but that's what I like. You know, you put a little ruggedness in it, and then that's hitting it for me. You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They tell him that Kat likes Thai food. Feminist prose.
Maybe him in 1999 is kind of more of a pretty boy. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I gotta show you. I must show you. What it reminds me of. What it reminds me of is Boy Meets World.
Oh, okay. He's got a Will
He
Friedle
looks like
look.
Eric. They were right. I would count that
Yeah.
as pretty
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Not
definitely.
this.
No.
Gross.
No.
But like.
But yeah, a Johnny Depp.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, young Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I understand.
No. All right.
All right.
1999.
Fine. You
Jared
win this round.
Leto.
1999. Kat likes Thai food, feminist prose, and indie rock music of the angry girl persuasion.
Okay.
And they tell him to go to Club Skunk. She will be hanging out because that's the type of music that they play. And he's like, "Oh, Club Skunk. I can't go to Club Skunk." I'm trying to figure out
Which I
what
think
the
is
actual
because
backstory is there. Because the bartender knows him.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's got to be a story. I'm curious now what the story is.
I think it's that he actually kind of likes that music, so sometimes he goes there. But
so he actually does go there because he does. He asks a friend for a favor at the end. I think you're right. I think he does go there
to get the.
I think he knows the bartender because he goes
band
there
to play.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we never find out how that was done, maybe.
I think that's how it was.
And then Cam adds that, like, she has black underwear, if that helps. So he goes to this club. It's a bunch of angry white chicks. It looks like the bar that Mr. Garrison goes to when Mr. Garrison goes to Lesbos. It kind of looks like that bar.
Yeah. You think it looks like a lesbian bar, but I think it's just because there's a bunch of women there for
There's
the
a bunch of
women's
chicks right
band.
at the beginning. Yeah.
So it's just because it's like women's band, women are there.
There'd be so many more guys there because they'd be like, this is the place where all the chicks go. We're going there.
Dudes going there to pick up chicks. There's boyfriends that got dragged along to go to the girls'
100%.
concert. 100%. So there would be dudes here, but they're acting like there are
There's
none.
like nothing but girls here. Which, like, maybe they're just the tough chicks and they're like, no guys. Like, there's like two guys
There's like
in
two
the
guys.
scene.
But
Patsy's
it's
are
all because they're
dancing.
like the tough chicks.
Patsy's are dancing. Kind of finds her charming in this environment. He
Well,
gets
yeah,
like
because
kind
she
of
looks
a smile.
free here. She looks like
She's being herself.
she looks like she can let go.
I again put, how did they get into all these places? Because how did that
Well, this
they're
is a
underage?
concert.
How are they getting in?
They put a
Maybe it's a
wristband on
teen
you.
bar. Maybe it's a teen night. I
It
don't
could
know.
be, or like they literally just go, "How old are you? Okay, you have to wear this wristband."
Oh, because like we're here for the band.
Yes,
maybe.
you
She
can't
gets
have any
water
alcohol.
At the so-
Agua, which sounded so
That
pretentious.
was so awful.
I hated when she said that.
she said
It
that.
Just, oh,
I need agua.
it was so gross.
She sees that Pat's there because Pat's is hanging out at the bar, and she looks disgusted at him. And he tells her to leave him
Because she
alone.
thinks he's doing the thing
there
where,
for the band.
why are you here?
Yeah.
You're here for
Yeah.
me again. Like, what is this? What is going on?
Probably should have put two and two together. That like he's trying too hard, knowing his reputation.
Right.
He recognizes the band. And he either recognizes the band, Rachel, because of my theory, where he does know this music,
Oh yeah.
or because of all of the stuff that Cam and Mike gave him to study.
Could be
I
both.
like my theory.
I
but-
like that theory too, only because of how this ends. That would be the only thing that makes sense. Is no, I actually do like that same stuff.
Right. He tells her that she never looked so sexy as the song ends, and then everyone laughs at him because
It was
they
so
heard what he
loud.
said to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly, it would probably be a laugh moment in the crowd because it's just so loud that you'd say, "You look so
awkward.
sexy," and everybody's just like,
Yeah.
"You just said that so loud."
He asks her to come to this party that we established, Bogey Lowenstein's party. She doesn't really say anything. She just kind of scoffs at it and walks away. And he goes, "Was that a yes?" She goes, "No." And he goes, "Was that a no?" She goes, no.
Flirty.
Like,
But that's flirty.
yeah, she's flirting with him.
Absolutely.
Bianca and Gabrielle Union try to sneak out, but Larry is ready. He goes, should he use the window?
Should have used the window? Should have used the back door? If you knew your dad was right there in the front room, why are you going out the front door?
They're like, but Daddy, we're just going out to a party. He's like, I know what you're going out to, an orgy. He's so paranoid and over the top.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. He asks Kat if she knows anything about a party, and Kat, just not caring, is like, nope, nothing about that. And he's like, see, she's not going, you're not going. And he's like, but Daddy!
Yeah,
so
she does the but
you know,
daddy
doing
thing.
That.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, please, Kat, just let me go. Just let me be
normal for once.
I get her point, though. It's like, Kat, if Dad's gonna do this, can you just, like, make one appearance and let me go to a fucking party?
Do you really
I get
wanna
it.
go to a high
I would have
school
done that
party?
for you. If it was like...
But I didn't ever want to go to things like that.
But I understand, like... I mean, I was definitely the shrew. But if a friend was like, okay, I'm trying to get into like some sort of perspective where like there was a more overbearing parent, but me and all of my friends had parents that were like, we know you're not fucking doing anything, so go ahead, go to the party, see if anything fucking happens. So it's like hard to put myself in that situation. But I could see if I had a friend that had a more restrictive parent, if they were like, well, go with Kevin.
Yes.
What's gonna happen? Like if I know Kevin is there,
if Kevin's going, like he's
you'll be
willingly
fine.
going, then I guess
Yeah.
it should be fine.
I think I could have seen a couple of instances where that was probably part of the deal, where it was like, well, if Kevin's there, and a couple of my other friends were you know would have been the same situation. You know, like I know if you guys are all together, you'll be fine.
Sure.
Kind of a thing. So
Right.
I get that. And Kat's like, all right, fine. And Larry gets worried and he goes, I want you to wear the belly. They're like, are you fucking serious right now? And I remember this scene makes her wear this like fake pregnancy belly, like the training belly for like high schoolers to be like, see, you don't want this to happen to you.
Well, I don't think it's
fear-mongering
just
belly.
that. I think it's also for like
It's for, like,
understanding
women
what
to get
happens
used
to
to
your
it.
body. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty hilarious though.
Oh my god,
When she
it's
puts
the
this
way
on.
she stands there and like holds her back. And it's just there's
Uh,
this giant belly.
This is not the first time that she's had to do this.
No. Oh, it's the empathy belly. That's right, because it's for the man to put
The
on,
empathy
so
belly.
he understands what his wife is going through, or his girlfriend, or whoever.
Yes.
That's really what it is. I remember that now.
Their dad tells them no drugs, no drinking, no ritual animal slaughter of any kind.
Which, fair.
Good little joke.
We don't need that. You know, it's not the craft.
Pat is there. Said he's there to grab them. I like when he goes, who knocked up your sister? And he sees that she's wearing the belly.
She just
and
turns.
Bianca just gives this dirty look to him.
He also prettied himself up. He's wearing like a blazer.
He's wearing the Joker coat that he had in the
I
closet.
like that coat.
He's
I thought it
secretly the
looked
Joker.
nice. It's like a maroon color. It's pretty.
It's the Joker coat. It's really fucking close, Rachel. Let's see. Do I want to go with my
God.
full alter ego tonight? No, I'm trying to impress this girl. I'll just grab the maroon one. Like it's so close. It's
It is
off-color Joker.
All right, fine.
It's Cesar Romero's Joker coat. Rachel, look it up right now. Look up Cesar Romero's Joker coat versus this. It's really close.
I mean, it's also like the one from Joker.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I didn't like that one, so I kind of throw that one away.
Oh yeah, he does wear like a really pinky purple maroony. It's from probably the lighting, but yeah. Ooh, that's a creepy picture.
Cam thinks that he still has a shot. He, for some reason, thinks that he really has a shot here, and I don't understand why. I don't know why he thinks that he does, but he does.
I don't know.
I get it. I put myself in that headspace all the time.
Well, you don't want
you-
to feel like
to be-
you're gonna fail.
Well, to be single and to be a romantic, you have to be a optimist when it comes to this stuff. No matter how many times you've been destroyed by the
Opposite.
you know, I was
Or
going to say
the
the
other
opposite
person.
sex, but that's not always the case for
Just the
people.
other
But like
person.
whatever it is, from the phraseology of what I was trying to say, yes, you just have to be optimistic. It sucked. Fucking Michael wearing the tie. to the party.
I mean, he didn't.
And
need
I
a
was like,
tie.
he's wearing a fucking tie. Cam says you look like my granduncle Milton. So he like takes the tie off.
Yes.
And he says the last party I went to was at Chuck E. Cheese. Talk about some fun. And I wrote, he's got a point. Chuck E. Cheese is fun.
It's a rip
That game where you drop the golf ball into the Ninja Turtle
Yeah, the Ninja
game.
Turtle one, where I put my coin in and they didn't give me the balls. It's a ripoff.
I liked that game though.
I
That's
know,
fun.
but I still always
The
remember
ski
that
ball's
moment.
a good one, but like that one's pretty good.
Yeah, it was just
I
Plinko
don't
with the Ninja
remember that.
Turtles.
Yeah, it was just Plinko with Ninja Turtles. So they go to this party. They go nuts in this place. It's this extremely wealthy guy's house, and it looks like this
Yes.
McMansion. They're
Right.
preppy guys, these MBA guys. They're looking to smoke cigars. They're trying to just have fun, like, as adults at this
Yeah, they're
little
acting like
party.
richy, uppity adults as like these high school kids.
There's a knock at the door or the doorbell, and he goes,
Yes.
oh, that must be Nigel with the brie.
Yep.
But instead, because our heroes have distributed these flyers everywhere telling people about free beer, which it wasn't even free. They all brought it was BYOB.
It was BYOB. They all brought their own, which is
So they didn't
even
even get out of it
sillier.
what they wanted.
Yeah, they brought everything for this party.
It's a prototypical big,
Rager.
unrealistic high school movie party
Yeah.
where it's like over the top. Like I was thinking of even like American Pie. The parties are like a little more low key and like realistic of
Sure.
a high school party compared to this. This is just like they're making a statement. It's absurd. They're just going insane. A bunch of these maniacs storm the place. They brought a DJ and speakers.
Yeah, exactly.
as well.
Yeah, that they did. That they did. Somebody DJs on the side and said, "I'll bring my stuff."
A
That has
perfectly
to be what
normal high
happened.
school party. Didn't you go to all these kind of high school parties, Rachel? Where there were DJs there? and
All
shit.
the time. Yes.
This is a weekly occurrence for me.
Yeah.
We had DJs at our parties constantly.
Sure.
Krumholtz says he's thinking of getting a Tercel to a girl, which is apparently a type of car.
Oh, is that what?
And
that
the girl
is?
just promptly walks away. Well, I'm inferring that because he goes, it's a Toyota.
Oh, that's
So I'm
true.
assuming that
What is it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
A
go ahead,
Toyota
'cause this is-
Tercel.
I don't know what this is. That's a Toyota.
Oh.
Huh?
All right.
Is there a reason that they don't make it anymore? Is that what
well,
you're trying to
it's
say?
just an old car. There it is.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
the
just
most
an old
boxy,
thing.
shitty looking car you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, for the fact that he doesn't have a car, this would be a step up.
True.
So that's fine.
Do you think
know?
so? No, I thought that we agreed that we like the moped.
Oh no, I definitely think that's better. But if he wants a car,
Okay.
this would be a
Fair.
step up. Honestly,
That's
with his like tiny motorcycle thing that he has, it's
You were
better.
gonna say tiny dick.
God damn it, no. Well, I was thinking because then he has the girls, like they have to sit behind him and hold on to him if he's gonna take them anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn right.
So that is like the better way of doing
That's
things.
that's just free dry humping right there.
Nope. No.
All right, I'll try again. That's just free rubbing right there.
Stop. it's worse.
That's just free friction right there.
Oh my god. All of it's bad.
Pat and Cat, which I didn't realize that their names rhymed until just now.
Aww.
There's this girl randomly making out or trying.
Drunk girl. Very drunk
Yes,
girl.
I
was
think
just
it's
like,
the
"You're
girl that-
hot," and then wants to make out with him.
Is it the girl that took the poster down?
I think it is the girl who puts up the posters.
Okay.
I think it is the same girl. She's got the pixie. Hey, that has movement. Her arc right there. She gets drunk at
an
a
arc?
party and makes out with some guy.
Yeah. Joey tries to corner Kat about Bianca. He's basically taunting her that he's gonna get with her little sister.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
very
creepy.
bizarre thing to do to someone.
It feels almost like threatening.
Try that at home, folks. Just walk up to someone and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck your sister tonight."
Nope.
Just see what happens.
That's another nope.
Hey, I heard your sister's going out with Squeak. Like, it's got that same energy to it.
Does have the same energy as... Oh my god, that's great.
So Kat tells Joey, stay away from my sister. And Joey's like, I will, but I can't guarantee she'll stay away from me. Shoot her.
Shooter McGavin. He has that quality, like the son of Shooter McGavin. That's who he is.
He could have been the son of Shooter McGavin. I would have enjoyed that if that was just a random same universe.
That actor just comes and goes, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, he just like slaps him upside the head. Kat tries to stop Bianca from going with Joey. Right. Joey's trying to like take her upstairs or like just take her aside.
Just take her somewhere like private, I guess.
Yeah, let's go a little where it's a little more quiet, you know.
Yeah, that's the move.
She basically just says to her like, "Let me make my own decisions." You know, I think that's what Bianca is trying to get Kat to understand.
Yes, I see both sides of it though. Right? You have the let me make my own mistakes, let me do my own thing, and actually like live life and blah blah blah. And Kat's like, "But you're being an idiot."
Sure.
And I would be like, kind of have to listen to Kat a little bit, you know.
Well, yeah.
But she's such a pain in the ass, and she hasn't, redeemed herself that it's like she doesn't know what to listen to and like what's just over dramatized.
And it's a little mixed too, because later on she says like, "Oh, I wanted you to learn that he was like a jerk yourself," and it's like, well, then why did you try to stop her?
Because she wasn't getting it. I think it's because she just wasn't seeing it. Like, how are you not seeing he's a jerk? And I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. I think that's the idea.
Fair enough. Kat takes a shot off of the table. Pat is upset that she did. I think it was like tequila or something. Pat's face turn, I guess, is here, or like he's more of a nice guy than he is like a bad boy. Because he's like all upset that she like keeps taking the shots.
Because she's taking a lot of shots.
And I think it's because she doesn't normally drink a lot. Like that's kind of what you're supposed to understand about this. But it's like what is his turn is a little out of the blue. I get what they're trying to go for.
He's just being like, why are you acting so not like yourself? I think it's the like you're being impulsive in probably dangerous ways. Like you're drinking. Okay,
because he's like he becomes very protective. Like you should stop doing this, Kat. Like she just keeps going over the top this entire time.
I think he also just feels like you're my date. He feels like he's responsible for her. In some ways, don't you think? Like they're there together. He actually got her to go to something she wouldn't normally go to, and now she's acting weird.
I think at this point he still doesn't really have a lot of stakes in the game.
Sure.
So he's just trying to keep everything together. JGL cannot find Bianca, and he sees her coming down the stairs.
Right.
So he starts trying to talk to her. And she just throws Chastity at him. She's like, "Oh, yes. Do you know my friend Chastity?" Cam is like, "Yeah, we have such and such class together." And she's like, "Oh, great. Well, then you have a lot in common." And just kind of like leaves her or tries to leave her there and like walk away. This is a bit irredeemable. Shitty. Yeah. This is like we're supposed to kind of root for this character later on in the movie, and it's like she was an asshole because Cam is not doing any. Like I get it that she just wants to be with Joey, and Cam is this whiny little like, "Oh, please love me,"
right?
But just tell the guy you led him on.
Yeah,
at
like
this
say
point.
Something.
And Joey gives a little thumbs up to JGL because, as far as Joey knows, this was the plan. He helped him.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
And technically in return. Now, it would have been a little more fun if, like, Joey, like, gave him, like, a high five or so, like, tried to, like, be like, yeah, this is my guy right here. Like, paid him back right then and there.
Yes. I'm actually kind of, you know what? That is kind of a part that falls a little bit. He should be helping them both here at the party by, like...
Yeah, they should have to be, like,
a little bit.
Like, it would have been interesting to have, like, a little bit of Krumholtz is trying to like hit on these girls and failing miserably, and then Joey comes up and like, "Hey, this is my guy Mike." Yeah. Because that would have been a nice.
Right. I think that would have elevated this a little bit more.
Cam realizes that the plan has failed, which, like, dude, it always was going to fail. Well, you did not have a chance at this because you're just setting yourself up for failure because you're not understanding that this girl is not just going to magically. Choose you. She has her lineup here. You're the backup quarterback. I've been the backup quarterback many a time. And let me tell you, unless that quarterback the starting QB gets injured, they're not putting you out on the field. That's just the reality of it. You got to go out there and test the market, find yourself a new contract. That's all I'm saying.
Look at that metaphor. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I've got a million of them, Rachel.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear
your
more of them.
coverage. All sorts of stuff.
All the football metaphors for
That's
life.
Right. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book.
I
about
like
them.
it. You know what? I like it. You should. You'd probably make a lot of money.
I probably could, actually.
You probably could.
These lonely men that don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's not like I'm any better, but like, hey, I can at least pretend like I am, and these fucking idiots will buy the book, right?
They would.
That's how it
They would
works.
buy the book. That's how it works.
Joey is modeling for Bianca, and he's trying to display her all of the different ways to model. I do like the little background stuff that happens as they're like walking in place, and he's like explaining modeling to her, and she's completely indifferent. Someone falls off the roof in the background. That
Yes.
happens. They've made a statue of beers, which is very elaborate.
Right.
Friends in college did this from time to time. They would
Like
make the
the
statue of beers.
Like the pyramid thing.
It was never this big. I will tell you that right now. This is impressive.
Well, there's a lot
this
of
is
people
like a
at
cathedral.
this house, so it kind of makes sense that there would be quite a few of them, I suppose.
I like that Bogey Lowenstein didn't just completely dismiss the party.
Oh, no,
or,
he let
like,
it happen.
call
He's
he
like,
just
"This
was
is
like, all
fine,
right, I
just
guess
don't break
this just
anything."
has to happen. Like, in a way, this might have backfired on Michael, because it's like, oh man, remember Bogey Lowenstein's party?
Bogey's
Fucking
party!
rule.
Bogey!
He's king. Now he's king shit.
That's
Could have been you, Mike.
That's right.
You should have thrown a competing party against Bogey Lowenstein.
That's all you had to do.
I haven't said the name of the actor playing what's her name, Bianca, because to me she's not as well known as the other actors in this. But Larissa Olenek,
Okay.
she does a pretty good job in this scene. You fully understand what she's thinking.
Yes.
As all he does is explain modeling
Is
and
talk
pose
about
for her.
himself and talk. Yeah, and that's all he does the entire time.
You know that she is like, this man's an idiot. Like, you get that from her. She completely gets it, like, oh, I've made a terrible mistake.
She looks
man
exasperated.
is a moron.
Just like so done with this.
Bianca is walking away from Joey. I don't know how she got away from him, but she did.
Well, he turned to like show the other girls, so he was doing the pose thing, which is the same pose. And I think when he turned, she just kind of walked away.
Okay.
So he wasn't paying attention.
She catches Cam's face, and she isn't quite sure what to do. You can tell that she's pondering her mistakes, and maybe this guy is actually the right guy for her. I don't know.
Right.
And it's not Joey, but she doesn't really do anything, and she knows that she's pissed off Cam. Like, I think she can tell by Cam's face that he knows the score. But Bianca wants to leave. She's telling Chastity that, like, she wants to get out of there. Kat is trash at this point.
Yes.
She dances to some Notorious B.I.G. on the table, and I was like,
Yep.
oh, that's from this movie? Because I remember that scene. This is such a... I understand why they have this in here, to like show that she's like cut loose and not acting like herself. She would never do this in front of these high school kids that she hates
Right.
and despises. But it also just feels like, hey, Julia, you know how to dance, right? Do you want to do that for like a minute and a half in the movie for no fair reason?
It does kind of feel that way. But I think it's just all that inhibitions are down type of deal.
She's good at doing it. I'll give her
Oh,
that.
sure.
It's supposed to be this like almost overly aggressive, sexualized dance moves, I think. Pat, of course, knows this is not Kat. So
Right.
he doesn't look very thrilled.
No.
The rest of them are thrilled, like, to see her doing it. Her head hits the chandelier
Oof.
at some point that's like above the
Yes.
table,
And
and
she
he catches her and she
falls.
falls down. He thinks that he might... I don't know if she hit... They needed to make it seem like she hit her head harder than she did, because he's like, you have a concussion. And I'm like, does
he
she?
said you might have a concussion. I think that's
Okay.
all it was. I think it was just I want to make sure you're okay, that it's not bleeding or anything, because you smacked your head against something here.
Cam wants to talk to Pat because he's like, you know what? The whole thing's off. This is all bullshit. It didn't work. Like, we're done. Like, forget about it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like trying to take Pat off the hook. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about Kat. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
You can
I'm
just do
sorry
whatever
you
want
got
anymore. Well, because the other guy was yelling at him too, because Bianca left, so it was just like
Yes. So Joey got mad at her, mad at him too. Yeah.
yes. But at this point, though, he's just like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna take care of her. I'm responsible. She's my date.
Yeah,
and I
and
like
this
her.
again
I
is
like
where,
her
like-
as a person. You can tell he likes her as a
Okay.
person. He's liked
All
her as
right.
a person most of this time. He smiles and
I
laughs at her
suppose.
genuinely.
Yeah, all right, I suppose. I see where you're coming from, because this, again, is where I'm like...
And he's a good guy, so why would you just leave somebody who's vulnerable at a party like this?
Well, I'm not saying that he should have done that or anything.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
okay,
he's
so the
actually
next
a good
thing that
guy.
he does
He
is he
wouldn't
tells
do
Cam, like,
something
he's
like
like,
that.
do you like this girl? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, is she worth all this trouble?
Exactly.
Like, he's like very like blatant, like, she cannot be worth this trouble, Cam. Like, either she is or she isn't.
You're
either
all in
you
or
like
you're
her,
not.
You like her or you don't, and she likes you or you don't, and like, stop this bullshit. It's like not healthy.
He's like, I'm annoyed by it at this point.
Yeah, I
I
kind
have
of
both
wish
of
it
you
came
mad
off...
at me, and it's not my fault that Bianca's not into either of you.
Exactly, and the way that you're saying it, Rachel, I kind of wish it came off more like that versus like a mentor-y way that it comes off. And maybe that's just a young Heath Ledger, like, not playing it exactly. And I maybe I have to go back and rewatch it
Or
to kind of see that.
maybe it's the Shrew. Maybe it's in Taming of the Shrew. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's how he does respond to something like this.
Possibly. The way that you're saying it, where, like, it's indifference.
Yeah.
He should gradually go from being, I don't care about anything, I'm the bad boy, but I do have kind of a heart of gold, indifference, showing the heart of gold. Like, that would be, like, the arc that I would have seen this taking, and this is the point where he, like, rolls his eyes and is like, dude, stop this. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? And I think that's probably how it is written. But Heath Ledger's too much of, like, a puppy dog that he comes off as being like, I really care about you, Cam, and I want to make sure that you got a good girl on your side there, and I don't want you to do anything stupid. So it comes off more as, like, I'm trying to legitimately help you.
Right.
Which is fine.
Which
It's
is also fine,
Again,
yeah.
folks,
He did
it's
go from being
fine.
like, oh my god, don't talk to me, to, look, dude, let me give you some advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Cameron, do you like the girl?
Yeah?
Yeah, and is she worth all this trouble?
Well, I thought she was, but
Well, she is or she isn't. See, first of all, Joey is not half the man you are. Secondly, don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. Go for it.
And that works. And it works. It works perfectly fine. And maybe my way is more cliched. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's
Sure.
an alternative route that they could have done.
Absolutely. But your cliche, like I said, may be part of that original story.
So they walk away from the party, and Kat says something about, like, winning my affections or something like that. And Pat says, who needs affection? Well, I have blind hatred. Good line. Feels like that could have been from the story as well, but
I could see that,
in a
too.
less, or a more Shakespearean prose,
Right.
potentially, in the story.
Yes.
Of course, there's a swing set for them to have a moment with each other on, because there's always a swing set for them to have a moment with each other on. Bring it on. That's what I was getting from this. Remember that, Rachel?
They do sit
Remember
on
swing set scene?
they do sit on the swing sets. Yeah.
Teen tropes. Teen tropes is going to be just a whole thing as we go through the teen movies. And he wants to keep her up in case she has a concussion. She's like, doing like the drunk girl pass out thing.
Yes.
And she does a hey back to him. That hey had at least 2 Y's in it, Rachel. At least 2.
We all know what that means.
And we all know what that means.
It's a flirty hey.
I love that meme where it's like she's got 3. It's that hay's got 3 Y's in it, so you know what that means. Hey. We need to put that in the soundboard. Just some girl going, hey. Your eyes have a little green in them, she says to him as she looks into the depths of the Joker's eyes.
Because this is where he does the Joker smile.
This is one of those Joker smiles where it's like, yeah, they do have a little green in them, and you are beautiful. Rachel wants me to see the smile, so she's found. Yes, dear Lord. He looks like he's gonna carve her up.
He just has such a wide. He's got such a wide open mouth that when he smiles, it's so
gotta
big.
be.
It's
That's
so
gotta
big.
be what Chris Nolan was able to see
Just-
when he cast
I
that
told
man.
you, he watched this show. He saw this right here and said, "That's my Joker." Immediate call.
I was watching a lot of romantic comedies, in particular teen romantic comedies, and then I was stumbling upon 10 Things I Hate About You, and I saw Heath Ledger, and I just saw his mouth, and it was just a ghastly
It was
visage.
beautiful.
And I said, there he is.
I must have
There's
it.
the Joker. They're all going to, like, another person's house.
Of course.
And Bianca's like, you know what? It's about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail.
I mean, she does use the dad card. She's like, oh no, I have to go home. I promised dad.
Gabrielle Union takes her up on it, though.
Jesse's
like, yes,
jumps
get
on
in my pants
the
now.
second. Oh, absolutely. The second she's like, oh, he's available and you don't want him. Oh, I'm taking it. The second. Oh, that's another bitch too, by the way. If we're taking count of the bitches. Said.
Oh, there's another bitch.
Yeah, as she walks away with Joey, she goes, bitch.
I didn't think that. All right, I guess we kind of know what their friendship's like then, by that. Cam is leaving, passes her, and sarcastically asks if she had fun. And she's like, Cam, can you give me a ride home? Because I guess they don't know where Pat and
That's a good point. Yeah, like, she has no idea where her sister went. She does not give a shit what her sister's doing.
I think you could, like, I mean, I do like the setting. Like, I don't want them to remake this or anything. But, like, if you did this nowadays, like, there'd be at least one scene where she is texting Pat repeatedly.
Like, where are you?
Where are you? I need her. I want to go home.
You're supposed to drive me home.
Yeah.
That is very true. They don't seem worried at
all.
But I guess, one, Kat is drunk out of her mind. And maybe Pat expects Cam to do something because he told him to.
I think Pat thinks that Bianca's going with Joey.
You think that?
I don't think it. Yeah. Pat drives Kat home. We learned that she wants to start a band.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her play an instrument. We haven't seen her. I outside of going to that club, we haven't really seen this as part of her character. But
the only other place we saw her, and there maybe if there was like a cutscene too, was when he was stalking her and she was getting her CD.
She went to get the record. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, because it's the same music store, I'm pretty sure, where like you see the guitars and everything. So I'm wondering if she frequents that place a lot.
Possibly. No, that's fair. That's fair. This seemed to come a little bit more out of nowhere because I would say she seems way more into English and writing than she does into
maybe she likes to write
music.
Lyrics.
Fair.
So there you go.
No, I understand what you're saying. It just, and again, folks, I get it. Like, I'm asking for, like, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying that's more realistic, that this person is a little more maybe three-dimensional, that she just says she wants to start a band. We don't really know that.
Yeah, maybe she's just, like, thinking, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I could do music. I love music, and I want to do that.
But in this type of movie, to be, like, more narratively satisfying, maybe you set that up a little earlier? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I could go either way with it. I could say that a lot about this movie.
It would have been nice to see her, like, writing something in, like, her notebook, and it's, like, lyrics or humming, or maybe they did have an extra scene where she was playing the guitar again at the music store. Something like that. At the
beginning.
Right.
Yeah. She likes to write poetry, but it's really song lyrics or something.
Something like that.
She does say, like, oh, my dad would just love that if she started a band. You don't seem like the type of person that would ask her father for permission. You just kind of do what you want. And she's like, you don't know me. You don't know me.
Yeah, in those exact words. That's exactly how she said it.
So this is where you get the whole conversation when they're in the car, when he's like, yeah, what is up with your dad? Why is he so weird? She does say something that seems very Shakespearean. She goes, she's without. Yeah. And then she tells Pat that, you know, you aren't as vile as I thought you were. And she goes to kiss him. Now, listen, folks at home, I have been in a situation similar to Pat's in my life as a man that does not drink and I've never had a qualm with a girl that I've liked drinking. Of when, is this person too, inebriated to kiss, which is what Pat is doing here. So props to Pat for that.
Exactly. Very good.
The other thing to think about, she vomited like 20 minutes ago.
Also true.
Her breath is going to be rank.
Disgusting.
Because it's already got the booze in it, and now she puked.
Nope, too far. Too much.
No. You cannot let this woman touch you.
Give her a mint.
It's gross.
That's disgusting.
It's gross. I have never kissed a drunk girl by choice. I will say that.
All right. Thank you.
I might have been assaulted a time or two. But I cannot imagine. It's never been to the point where the girl has like been like that puke drunk, and it's been like, that's just disgusting.
No,
it's
gross.
bad
That's
enough
just
when they're like
rude.
drunk and it's like, you know, they've been like doing the burping and stuff.
Oh, gross!
Ugh.
Stop! No,
Not good.
too
I'm
much.
just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
Ugh.
So he doesn't want to kiss her because she's drunk, but also, I think he's got mixed feelings and mixed emotions right now, because I think he does like her. I think he likes her. I think he likes her, like you're saying, Rachel, like personality, spiritually, like he thinks that she's a good person, or just kind of likes her vibe.
With her.
But I don't know if he realizes he has like romantic feelings.
Oh no, I think he does. I think that's why he didn't kiss her, because he feels bad now taking money behind her back.
I think this type of guy would
still
always have
likes
felt
her.
bad. Unless she was like so super vapid, I don't think that he would have like felt appropriate doing it.
Oh no, I don't think he would have felt appropriate either. I think he was fine with it up until till the point she's super into him. At the same time, he's really into her. Like he's like, oh no, we both caught feelings. Now it's not okay anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was just a date, we just went out, had a good time, and that was the end of it. That's fine.
Like,
I can get paid for
okay.
it. But now they both are like,
I'm just a gigolo. The way that just said it.
well, that's what it is.
You got me for 2 hours. 2 hours for $200. $200 dues.
Oh
For
no.
an extra 50, I'll throw in the vuvuzela.
Stop.
Cam drives Bianca home. Tells Bianca that she never liked him. He understands now.
Yes.
And he's like, have you always been this selfish? And she thinks for a second and just goes,
yes.
yes. Upset with herself
Right.
that like she is this way.
Self-reflection.
She actually has the biggest character arc probably of any of the characters when you think about it, because
Sure.
she does self-reflect
Absolutely.
more than any of them. And as like he's just ranting and raving, she grabs him by the shirt and makes out with him.
Well, because
I guess
he's actually saying, like, you're beautiful and you're smart and you shouldn't treat people this way and this and that.
Yeah,
and
like, you
she
do
realizes,
not have to
wait,
treat people this
you're
way.
actually, like, seeing me type of thing.
Well,
yeah,
at this point,
I rolled my eyes a little bit because she's just...
Well, because at least...
she's a little skin deep.
Yeah. Well, at least he tutored her a bit.
Sure.
You know, there is that.
And she likes him at, like, at least at, like, a friendship level, which is always a good thing.
I think the thing is that she appreciates him.
Yes, that too.
It still has like a sense of pity to it a bit.
I don't think there's any
think
pity
that
with her kissing him. I don't think she's like giving him a pity kiss.
Not a pity kiss, but just like I don't know if she really likes him or if she's like, no, this is the kind of person that I want to be with.
I think it's that one. So, which makes it kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like,
oh
all
no,
right.
we'll get into it, Rachel. Wait till the end. I have thoughts. I have many thoughts. It's also because of what he did for her.
Yes.
Like, if it weren't for Cam,
right,
she wouldn't have gotten to go to that party. Kat wouldn't have gotten to go to that party. This all is because Cam was like, I want to date you.
Was trying to be, well, he wasn't, no, he was being selfish. He was being selfish, and she thinks he wasn't.
He was being selfish, but because he's so enamored with her, I think he would do it for her.
Right.
Like, even if she would have been more upfront with it, he still would have been like, no, I can still help you.
Probably.
Just because he was friend zoned at that point.
I don't know.
No, I think you're right. You're probably right. She steps out of the car and leaves without talking, with a grin on her face.
He may as well just like pumped his fist like, yeah.
I thought he was gonna, yeah. I was like, this is one of those movies that makes you think like that's gonna happen to me one day. And
I think it's.
Oh, you know what?
supposed
This
to be?
actually did happen to
Yeah.
me one day. I'll tell that story another time.
Stories.
But
More stories.
So actually, I was going to make fun of this, and I was like, oh, I guess this did happen to me once. This girl's just going to, like, make out with you out of the blue for no apparent reason. But yeah, this is one of those, like, this is going to happen when I'm in high school. And then... No. Back at school, there's a POV shot of Kat being greeted by everyone as she enters the English classroom, and they're all like, yeah, that was awesome, and stuff.
Right.
Mr. Morgan comes in. He does a slam poetry reading of Shakespeare,
Yes.
as Rachel did in the opening.
I did not do the slam poetry.
You
I
didn't do
did
a
it, like,
slam version of
if
it,
I
but
could
yes.
have, sure. Am I
No,
going to be
can't.
that fast at it? No.
Slam poetry is one of the
difficult.
world's worst expressions, worst ways to express yourself.
Wow. You said it.
Mr. Morgan says he is a dead white guy, but he knows his shit, so he can overlook it.
Yep.
And he wants them to, I like that line, and he wants them to write a sonnet of their own based on that particular Shakespearean sonnet.
Exactly.
Kat raises her hand and says, yes, Ms., I have an opinion about everything. And she's just like, do you want an iambic pentameter? And he's like, are you not going to fight with me on this? And she's like, no, I like the idea. I want to do this. And he's like, you messing with me right now?
And I think
she's
he
like,
thinks she's being
no.
like sarcastic.
Yes. And he's like, you know what? Get out of here. So he just makes her leave again, thinking that she's messing with him.
Right.
And Joey goes, thanks, Mr. Morgan. And he goes, shut up. It's not the best shut up. It's not the shut up from Dolomite like I'm doing the shut up or Petey Wheatstraw, whichever one that is. But it's a good shut up
Yes.
by
It's
Mr.
just,
Morgan
it's
here.
so flat, just shut up. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Bianca and Cam catch eyes in the hallway.
Making googly eyes. Like, we kissed. That's so what it is.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Krumholtz tries to shoot his shot at
With Kat's friend. Yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere, by the way.
He's just shooting his shot with anything that moves, all right? This is what he goes for. If it works, he's going to be happy.
So,
You wanted some
so.
setup. I wish there was some setup at the party that she was there or something, because she wasn't there.
Something. And we never learn before this that she's super into Shakespeare. Now, you understand. Now, he is into Shakespeare because he said, oh yeah, Cat Strafford is the shrew. So, like, that's our hint that he's into Shakespeare.
Sure.
But we don't get a hint that she is, outside of the fact that, like, right now she opens up her locker and there's a picture of William Shakespeare inside. Is that Bill Shakespeare in there?
I mean, we don't get a lot of the friend, though, at all. It's just...
No.
I guess the only idea is that they're both going to be into something in common, so potentially that's one of the things they like to talk about is literature and things of that nature.
I kind of wonder, again, if this is, like, either a side character in Taming of the Shrew, or it's just, oh, we need another character to hook up with somebody by the end of the movie so that everybody has a happy ending. They're all coupled off. And you can't let Michael not be coupled off because he's a good guy. So you have to, like, let him get a girl.
I guess so.
In this.
Maybe.
I'd read some critiques that were like, you know, she's not like the typical, stereotypical, bitchy feminist. Kat isn't, because she doesn't hate women.
No.
She has female friends.
Right.
She likes to go, like, clubbing or not clubbing, but, like, to that bar and, like, so, like, that this is supposed to be, like, proof that, like, she's not, I hate everyone and all women are suck too, and if you just would, like, be part of my whatever.
Yeah, that's some weird, I think, group of feminist type, I would say, like some weird subclass of feminism that you're talking about.
No, I'm saying in the 90s it could have been, I think they were trying to prevent it from coming off that way.
Oh, like she's like a Me Too type of, or not Me Too.
Yeah.
She's like a pick-me kind of a girl.
Yes.
Almost.
And I think that they thought that they were going to get backlash because she's too strong of a woman. So she says that she's more than a fan of Shakespeare. She says we're involved. So she's, I guess, pleasuring herself thinking of William Shakespeare. I think that's what we're supposed to infer.
I mean, maybe she just likes the romantic stories of Shakespeare, I suppose.
I suppose.
Speak Shakespearean to me, and so speak dirty.
Krumholtz does a bit from Macbeth, and she's impressed. Okay, is this supposed to be a joke? Because Pat asks Cam, where did she kiss you? And he goes, in the car. Pat's like, right. Like, I couldn't tell if it's just Heath Ledger being like, oh, nice, or if he's supposed to be like, oh, the car. Like, I didn't understand what Heath Ledger was going for.
That's true. There's something weird about that.
It's a strange reaction.
Because
from
he
him.
makes this face like, in the car.
Where-
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? Because Kat almost kissed him in the car too. So he's seeing, oh, like you kissed her in the car.
That
Like,
is
I could have had it.
That is.
It's the only thing that
That's
makes
a
any
stretch.
sense. It's
I
the
mean,
only
that's
thing that makes any
fine.
sense.
Okay.
It's the only thing that makes any sense is that he's thinking about the fact that like he could have kissed Kat too.
Okay.
Because he's like,
All
that's
right.
when he could have had his moment too, but he's like, I said no, and maybe that's why he's like, that's why she's pissed
It's a
at me.
completely different
Wait,
circumstance,
that's what it is.
though.
Wait, maybe that's why he thinks that's why she's pissed at me too. Like he didn't realize that's why she was pissed at him, because like all of a sudden now she's just mad, and he's just like, why would she be mad at me? And then it's like, oh my god, it's a kiss.
She shouldn't even remember though. Like it should be like,
She should
oh my
have
god, I
probably been
tried to kiss
blackout
him.
drunk, but
That should be like what her thought is. Like, oh my god, I tried to kiss him. Like that should be.
but I
how
think she
she's thinking
wanted
about
to
it.
kiss him,
Yes, I know, I understand that, but
and
like
he
you would think
rejected
that,
her. In
But
her,
you would
her
think
mind.
that her character would understand that. I don't know.
No, I agree.
I have a problem with this mini arc.
I
And I
agree.
understand I understand. I'm glad that you're giving
I
me an
feel like-
explanation. Because
feel
I
like
was just
that's
like,
what it
what
was.
the fuck?
It was very weird, and I didn't realize how weird it was, but I'm like, wait a minute, that's what it was. He had the epiphany moment because they were trying to figure out what happened. Like, why is she, like, all of a sudden it's just like, she's angry now. She was, like, opening up and, like, wanting to be with you. Now she won't even talk to you. Like, what happened? And he realizes here, in the car, that's why.
All right. I don't think that totally works.
It doesn't.
don't.
It doesn't. But I think that's what they were going for.
They say that she hates him with the fire of 1,000 suns, and she kicks a soccer ball at
Which
Pat
has
at
to be
this
from-
point too. Could be.
I feel like it has to be. It just sounds like a good line from it.
She cuts down the prom poster again, and she says, "Who would go to that antiquated dating ritual?" And her friend is like, "I'd go."
Yeah,
and
she
Kat's
wants
like,
to go.
"We're making a statement by not going," and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
goody!
something
Something
new and
new
different
and
for us."
different for us.
I love how she's even like kind of put off by it. Like, yeah, that's
Like
that's gonna
sometimes
get
can
a
we
lot
just
done.
go? I just want to go.
We just do something we want to do for once. I have never. Now, I did not participate a lot in high school, and I was sheepish and shy and always afraid of rejection up until now in my life. I did not care about prom. I have never seen prom matter more than television shows and movies. I
Sure.
truly do not think.
It's just a fun
I
like dance to go to. It's just kind of a thing, and it's a little bit fancier, and you get food. That's about
And I'm
it.
not a girl, so maybe I don't understand like that
well,
side
that's
of
what I
things.
just said. Like that's it.
No,
that's
that's
what it
that's my
is.
point. Like I just don't feel like it's ever that important. And they
Some
always
people
are
make
making
it
a big deal about 'em.
extremely like important to them. Some people peak in high school. It's the best part for
Yeah,
them.
I guess you're right. Okay.
So,
Bianca is doing archery.
which would have been
Joey
so
wants-
fun. I kind of wish we had that in.
Archery?
Yeah, that
Never
would have been
would
great.
allowed in our high school.
God no, but it would have been
Never.
fun. I would have loved it.
Joey wants to ask out Bianca. She accidentally shoots the teacher because
That coach just
He
straight in his
distracts her.
ass. Yeah.
good background thing.
Yes.
The background jokes in this are good, but at some points it almost feels like they got notes in the script or while they were filming or something saying needs more jokes. Like a producer like just
Probably.
wrote needs more jokes and like underlined it twice, and they were like, well, fuck, this is so
Just
dense
put
we
the
don't have
jokes
room
in
for
the
jokes. And just
background.
put them in the background. Just put it in the background. It's
honestly,
fine.
that's fine. I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be in my face. It can just be something silly to see in the background while dialogue is happening. That's okay.
It's fine. Joey's going to get Kat to go to the prom, he promises. And he's like, I'll take care of it. So he pays Pat another $100.
It was like $200, wasn't it? It was something
And he's
ridiculous.
like, no, I'm not going to. He says, I'm not going to play this game. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And he's like, 300. He's like, that should cover everything. Now, listen, Joey, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job or anything, but I would say 300 plus expenses.
Yes.
Let this man take home a profit.
Right.
Along with having to go to Kat.
Exactly.
Pat takes it.
And I think he has a scheme already in his mind about that.
I think so too.
Yes.
I think so too.
He knows what he's doing with that. He's like, fine, if you're just going to give me the money, I want to do this anyways.
Kat's looking at guitars at the store, so this is the store part where she's looking at the guitars. She's playing it, but we can't hear it because there's some non-diegetic sound instead, so we don't hear her playing the guitar, which could have been
She had her
interesting.
headphones on, so she was like listening to herself playing.
Yes, she was, but I'm saying we don't hear her playing either.
Yes.
Pat is there. He's going to say something to her, but he chickens out and leaves. Then they're in the library. He sees her looking at the books on the other side. It's a good composite shot of them like running into each other, like while they're one on one side, one on the other. That's good.
Cute.
That's a good like romantic cuteness thing. I'll give him that. Excuse me. Have you seen? I've lost my copy of the Feminist Critique or the Feminist Mistake. And he says to her, "You aren't as mean as you think you are."
Yes.
And she says, "You aren't as badass as you think you are." At some point, she tells him that he had no effect on her panties. Oh, he says something about like don't get your
you like panties in a
twist.
Right.
Yeah, and she's like, trust me, you do not have any effect on my panties.
I don't think that's true, but all right.
And then she actually finds a copy of the Feminist
Yeah,
Mystique
she like
and
goes
slams
and finds
at him.
it. Yeah.
They regroup in the cafe. He's like, this is hopeless. I can't do anything. She's so pissed off at me for not kissing her when she was blackout drunk. And Cam is like, you humiliated her. You just have to sacrifice yourself on the altar of dignity to even the score.
Which, that sounds like a...
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's too...
It's too on the
Gen
nose?
Xer. It sounds too Gen X to be a Shakespearean thing.
Well, it's
Sacrifice
definitely not
yourself
Gen
on
X
the altar
either.
of dignity. Yeah, they were Gen X. They
Was
have been
it?
Gen X in high school. Oh, yeah. 1999? That was Gen X.
I guess you're right.
Maybe elder millennial?
Yeah, you're right.
Like maybe
no,
on the cusp.
No, it is
but
like Gen X, isn't it?
I would call it Gen X. Because they would have been 84, I think, is the first millennial. So like 14, 15. So yeah, it's on the cusp.
That's fair.
It's on the cusp. Michael tells Cam, don't say shit like that to him. People can hear you.
Yes.
Like
he says it to the other guy too. Because that gets said twice in that same conversation. Sweet love, renew thy force. That's what he says to Patrick. And he goes, don't say shit like that to me. Like that. And then
I missed that. Okay.
Right. And then Cam says the other stuff. And that's when Pat walks away and he goes, you can't say shit like that to him. It's like...
Okay, so it's all right. That makes it better.
Yes.
Okay. I liked it as was, but that makes it even better. And the sweet thine force thing has got to be the Shakespearean part.
I think that's the part I was thinking of when we were talking about this scene. Yeah.
Pat gives money to some guy. I thought it was an AV club guy. You learn it's the drum major for the marching band.
Could be both. Because I think he's also messing with the sound for it. Could be both.
Oh, that's true. This is the very famous scene. I think it's probably the most famous scene in the movie. Janie's got a gun. Janie Briggs got a gun. She's got a gun! From Not Another Teen Movie.
Yes.
But in this, it is. He's singing Too Good to Be True to the PA system.
Can't take my eyes off of you. You know what I like? That he's not perfect at singing. I like that it's a little not good.
Well, and it shouldn't be because he's humiliating himself for her
right.
to get to even the score, even though no one knows what happened between them in the car.
Doesn't matter.
So now
he's doing this weird thing.
He paid the band to play it, so it's basically this big. It's almost like a big stupid promposal type thing that some asshole would do on Instagram.
Yeah, that's gross though. I like
this,
that it's
this
just
would
this
be,
big thing.
It could
it's
fit
funny.
in a Netflix rom-com today. This particular scene, except it's not like you're saying. It's sloppier.
It's sloppy, and I like that.
It's more grounded.
If it was in Netflix now, it would be so perfect.
It'd
He'd be so amazing at this. No, I don't want him to be amazing.
Production.
I like that it's sloppy.
I could see teen girls really liking this part. It's super cringy,
It's
but it
cringy,
knows it's
but
super
so
cringy.
cute at the same time.
I mean, different opinions, but I'm not, you know.
It's cringy and like, oh my god, I don't think I would have wanted this to happen to me. I don't think
and I
so.
never would
I'd
have
be
done
too
this.
embarrassed.
There is not a girl in this world outside of let's see here, outside of maybe like an Emma Watson type that I would be like, all right, fine, I will complete. Now, granted, I say that and I humiliate myself for 3 hours a week on this fucking podcast, so I guess I can't really say that, but anyway. Security escorts him out, and he gets some high steps in as he runs back and forth, and she finds this all very charming.
Yes.
He gets detention for this, and it's the archery teacher. All right, this is another where it's like, what the fuck is happening? Why is this happening?
Weird.
He just goes up to this rando kid and is like,
Who looks like he's sweating.
you look nervous to this random kid. And then is like, he's sweating like a pig.
I guess
And I was
because he can,
where,
like, he just...
Where did this come from?
I think it's just that he can tell who's packing.
It's a joke because he's got some weed on him.
Right.
And he takes it, and then he takes some Cheetos because he's gonna blaze a little later.
Yeah,
and
he's
like,
not just confiscating this, he's just stealing it. Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Because they're
weird.
weird.
It turns out that there was a lot of deleted scenes from this movie, apparently,
Also,
Rachel.
I feel it. You feel it.
I don't own this
You
one
can kind
on
of
Blu-ray.
infer what's going on, but
didn't look up all the deleted
I want
scenes.
the deleted scenes.
I feel like I really need to look up all the deleted scenes when we're done.
I agree.
If they're out there. I don't know if they are.
And I do think you're right because she does talk about being on the soccer team in this scene. So she,
Yes,
it
she
was
does.
a
soccer
team because he's the coach. So okay.
Yeah, she's the enforcer. You just let her be.
You let her do her shit.
So she wants to talk to the teacher. She tells Pat to go to the window.
Right.
She's going to distract him. She does a terrible job of distracting the teacher.
Job.
Which I thought was cute. That's like nice because it again is like, oh, this shit would normally work in a rom-com, but it's not working now. She's trying to teach the teacher like, oh, we're going to do something like misdirection.
Yes.
And while they're looking this way, you look that way. And he's like, well, what's the ending of this? And she goes, this. And she flashes the teacher.
It was like, what are we actually going to do then to do the misdirection? And then she flashes the teacher. So I'm assuming she's not wearing a bra.
I think she is.
Or do you think she is wearing a bra?
A bra flash.
Okay.
I mean, I think the implication is supposed to be it's up for interpretation.
Right.
But it would be really strange
just,
if she completely flashed him.
Yes. It's so gross if she really flashed him.
It's very
gross.
odd. I feel like he's going to have to report that.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, did that just fucking happen? My student just showed me her boobs?
Look, I didn't do anything. I did not provoke
You know,
this.
the nice thing is I don't even... He does look just like kind of like shocked. He's not being disgusting. I'm glad he wasn't
like,
gross.
What
He just looked like
yeah,
shocked that happened. So that's nice.
The room applauds her as she leaves again. A very, very strange scene.
Oh my god, it's
just to
so
get him out of
odd.
detention.
It's so weird, but it's
very
funny.
weird.
I guess it's because, again, she's doing something big to help him
and
so that they can be together.
I almost would have liked it if the rest of the school started to like her because of like her weirdness.
Which they might,
by
because
doing this
remember,
shit.
Bianca said she used to be super popular.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, like, if at prom people were like, hey, what's up, Kat? And, like, saying hi to her, and she's like, what the fuck is everyone saying hi to me for? And, like, it's because of all this shit she's been doing. Could have been kind of a nice little...
Could have been.
Thing there. I thought they were in front of green screen on this paddle boat.
Oh, no, they don't have green
everything
screen
that
anywhere.
I could find was saying that everything was on set. So I was like, well, this looks...
they're, like, attached to a dock, and so they're just not moving.
Yes, they're clearly not moving.
They're just paddling like crazy, but it's just not going anywhere.
Pat asks how she got him out of there. She goes, I dazzled him with my wits. And he asks her what is her excuse. Why is she the way that she is?
Yes.
You're basically doing some character development here.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh, I see. If you disappoint them from the start, then you're covered. And he says, well, you screwed up. You never disappointed me.
Right.
So it's like, oh my god, they're falling in love, you guys.
I mean, it's
so cute. Super cute. All right, this next thing, I don't know if it exists anymore, and I'm like,
it looks so fun, and I would do it. I would
this.
do it. I mean, it's
like
like
sort of paintball,
but instead of paintball,
but it's not
like
paintball.
It's like water balloon paintball.
Yeah, it's
That's
paint
fun.
water balloon.
Yeah.
They're just throwing literal paintballs, like water balloon paintballs at each other. Honestly, though, fun date.
That's a
if this
great
exists,
date.
I'll take a girl to a date on it. It feels like a second
100%.
date. It doesn't feel like a first date because you're throwing shit at each other. But I would do this.
It's
definitely.
so cute. It's such a fun activity. That's perfect. Great date.
Mm-hmm.
Great date.
Folks at home, you heard it from Rachel.
Yeah.
It's a good date.
You get some pizza.
That's her dating advice to all of us out there.
It'd be so good. I mean,
It's so cute.
First they did a little paddle boat together. Did some paintball. It's
what
great.
a date. Oh my god. Take me now.
No, stop it.
They kiss in the hay covered in paint. Very
Yes.
romantic. Rachel's really gonna like this sequence.
It's cute. I do like this sequence.
My only notes about this entire thing was Rachel's really gonna like this.
Yes. Yes,
Despite it being so 90s, the music is very 90s.
That's
the
fine.
composite is
Let
very
it be
90s.
90s.
The camera shot is very 90s.
I like
Their
it.
hair is very 90s. But it works.
It's a mess.
In that way.
And it's great.
They talk to each other about each other's mysterious past. But what about the porn career? And she's like, I know that's a lie. And he goes, do you?
She looked it up. Couldn't find it. So, a little disappointed.
Unless he was doing some really dank shit.
Oh, fair.
But it's
Dark
1999, so there's only so much porn on the internet. You know? She says, you are amazingly self-assured. Has anyone ever told you that? And he goes, I tell myself that every day. I was like, that's a good line.
Yeah.
If I could ever pull that one off. But I don't think I could ever get a girl to say, you are amazingly self-assured or anything to that effect. He asks her to the prom. And she says she will not do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this. Like, that's for babies and morons. And he's like, people don't expect you to go. Wouldn't it be more of a statement if you did go? So he's like trying to, do some reverse psychology on her. And
Exactly.
she's like, why are you pushing this? So she's starting to figure out something's wrong because she's like, why are you so adamant about going? And he starts gaslighting her. And she's like, what? Yeah. But she doesn't fall for it. And he says, what is in it for you? And he's like, nothing. Nothing is it. Why would there be? Because she's like, nothing about your personality tells me that you want to go to fucking prom, buddy.
Sure.
Like, there's something weird here.
Like, if he was asking her to go do something else on prom night, it would be the same thing, but it would make more sense for his character in her mind.
He takes a cigarette out, almost like out of
like nervous
like
tick?
a stammer. Yeah, like a nervous tick. And she storms inside. Cam is trying to teach Bianca some French, but she's better at it than he is now.
He's trying, and then she just starts speaking it. Like, I already know French now. It's I'm actually doing fine. And is like,
she wants
pissed. Like, why haven't you asked me out yet?
Yeah, she says in French.
Honestly, if this was, I guess, woke or whatever, or if this was like the feminist
modern day,
she should have
asked him out.
She should be asking him out then.
I agree.
Don't be pissed that he's not asking you out.
She should have asked him out. That could have been the completion of her arc, to be like, I'm taking control of this.
Taking a page out of her sister's book, asking him out. I feel like that's something that Kat would do, because she's taking control of the situation.
But if I'm Cam, I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, what the hell is he waiting for? What
She
is he doing?
fucking kissed you. You're making googly eyes at each other whenever you see each other. What is your fucking problem? Ask her out. You don't have to go to prom with her if you don't want to do that. Go to fucking get a burger. Go to a goddamn movie.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's ridiculous.
This is what I'm saying, where like Cam is like he is Gus Griswold. He's this little baby man. Gus Griswold would have had some balls.
He's not
Gus Griswold would have asked this girl
out.
out.
That's what it is. He does not close. He's definitely not a closer.
Yes, he doesn't know how to close. You're right. He doesn't. He
has no game.
He doesn't. He's not a good opener either, but he's definitely not a closer.
He's neither.
That's for goddamn sure.
Absolute no game. But you know who does have game? Michael. Because he does ask the girl out.
Yeah, he asks out this goth chick.
You say, like, goth, but, like, medieval...
Well, whatever she is.
Like,
yes,
Shakespearean
she's a Renaissance
goth?
chick.
Renaissance
medieval
goth.
chick.
I like that. Renaissance goth.
Yeah, she's Renaissance goth. That's definitely
pastel
what it
goth,
is.
There's heavy metal goth, and then there's Renaissance goth.
I didn't catch the size of her chest, but I will say it for the sake of it being like the internet meme. She's definitely a big titty Renaissance goth
There
girl.
you go. You got those big bosomed ladies, giving you beers at those places.
Yeah, sitting there with their they got those corsets on.
They just
where
have
it looks
those
like they're
up
gonna
as
die.
high and as out as they possibly can. Doesn't matter the size.
Squished and uncomfortable.
That's right.
That's how we like them.
You can play them like a drum.
For our younger listeners who may be listening to this, if they got their parents' permission to listen to Shelf Life, it's okay to just ask somebody to a dance.
Yeah.
You don't have to put together an elaborate scheme to do it.
Because more than likely, you are never going to talk to them again after high school. More than likely, you are not getting married. You're not staying friends. Don't do a promposal. You don't need to do that. It's unnecessary.
Unless she, like, really wants it, and you're, like, really,
and you're into that.
Yeah,
Sure.
then it's fine, whatever. But don't be putting it on TikTok for the world to see.
Yeah, because then you
Nobody
just
gives
want
a
attention.
fuck. Yeah, don't
You
be
just
an
want
asshole.
attention.
Bianca asks her dad if she can go to prom, and he flings this like exercise thing in the air when she mentions it, and he's like, "Oh, I see. You want to bend the rules for Hot Rod Joey." And she says, all we're gonna do is dance. We're gonna kiss. Like she admits it. She's like, we're gonna dance, we're gonna kiss, and we're gonna come home.
Right.
And he's like, those damn Dawson's River kids sleep with each other in different beds. And they try to do a joke about how parents just don't understand because he tries to use a lot of 90s slang all at once by saying no daughter of his is going to get jiggy with some boy no matter how dope his ride is.
Yep.
I think it's supposed to be
silly.
really bad.
I think it is supposed to be really bad and cringy. I think it is.
Okay. And then Bill, some guy off screen, flings the exercise thing right back into like his pool,
right,
or his jacuzzi or something.
Yeah, he's got like a jacuzzi on this balcony.
Well, everyone in this movie is rich as fuck. Okay,
Good Lord,
these people are all they're
Apparently
upper middle class.
I should have been an OBGYN because this man
you definitely should have been an OBGYN.
Yeah, obviously.
Affluent area that they all are in.
Right.
It almost makes it seem like because you never really find out Pat's home life or backstory that he's like the poor kid.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it is because like he did tell about like the story about where he went home to take care of his grandpa for a while. That's where he was. He wasn't in jail.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought he said he was in Milwaukee. Is that where he
said he was from? Or where
we'll
he
get
was
there.
out?
So all of these things that their dad goes through by trying to like prevent them from going to freaking dances and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, you're going to get a rebellious 20-year-old. You are going to get some girl that goes off to college and comes back with tattoos
or
and
just
piercings
never talks
and
to you again.
Some really weird fucking boyfriend because you just will not let her rebel a little bit. You just got to let him rebel a little bit.
Yeah. Make a couple
and it will prevent a lot of issues.
Sure.
Let him make a few mistakes.
Yeah, because he doesn't seem to have like a chokehold on them where they're not going to talk to him again. But
yeah,
I feel like they're going to make some weird
They're going to do some
later in life.
weird, kinky shit in college.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. Bianca is watching The Real World because it's 1999.
That's right.
And Kat walks into her room. The diegetic music joke was kind of good. I liked this one. Because there's like music playing that would fit into the score. Bianca turns the TV off and the music stops. And I was like, oh, that kind of worked. Because there's not like a lot of score. It's mostly the soundtrack. And I was like, I liked that. Mm-hmm. I liked that joke. This is the revelation that Kat dated Joey in 9th grade.
Yeah,
and
when
then
she was a freshman.
They had sex.
Yes.
Which I'm a good little boy who did nothing in high school, and I was like, they had sex when they were like 14
That's so
years
weird.
old? That seems so young.
It seems so young. Don't do that.
I mean, you do what you gotta do. You guys just be safe, okay?
Yeah, be safe, but don't do that.
It seems young.
Don't do
it
that.
seems young to be taking
it's
that
unnecessary.
leap.
It's so unnecessary. You don't have a brain yet. It's not there. In fact, your brain's all screwed up. Don't do that.
I mean, who am I to tell people what to do? It just seemed young to...
I can have an opinion on that.
Little Kevin.
I think they shouldn't. I mean, that's kind of what her point was, too. Like, she did...
she was like, we shouldn't have done that.
I didn't... She's like, I'm not ready for this. She didn't want to.
Yeah, she was like, I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And he got pissed at her and broke up with her. And then she swore that she wouldn't do anything anymore just because everyone else was doing it. So that's
they were all
part
doing
of her complex where she's like, I will not go with the crowd just because I hated myself for doing that just because everyone else was and I wasn't ready and I didn't want to and
she
that stuff.
So that's why it just spirals from there. That she's just
kind
like,
of a
God, and I can see it, I can feel it, like oh my God, they're all just so annoying because this is all they do. Is just do what everybody else is doing, and they have to so they can stay popular. This is getting obnoxious. I can't do this anymore.
And that's why she didn't want to be so she was like, I didn't care about being popular anymore. I liked that. I liked the explanation. I like that there's a turn. I like that I like that she's is
self-aware and
sister,
understanding.
Like, this is why I am the way I am, but I like the way I am now because I understood, I realized that being popular was not worth it
Right.
for me and all that.
Right.
So she wanted Bianca to make up her own mind. Bianca gets upset at her, though, because she's like, you're not letting me experience this stuff myself. Bianca has a point.
But she was letting her experience it to understand.
Yeah, it's
like
it's very mixed.
But
It
she's
feels
like-
like I'm missing something.
it's like I was letting you, but you weren't getting it, and it was kind of making me go, oh god, she's gonna make the same mistake I did, so I had to stop you, right? But Bianca doesn't see that. She just goes, you were stopping me. Because, again, stupid
Sure.
teenage brain.
Yes. This is the scene where their dad is watching the fake
Yes!
spray on
And
hair.
he's just like, doesn't
and
he
he's-
touch his head, too?
He
Like,
just goes, no, it's wonderful. There's like 15 seconds of this commercial and he just goes, I think he might touch his hair and he just goes,
leaving you with great looking hair. And the GLH hair system is not expensive.
Interesting.
with that deadpan line reading, it's wonderful.
great.
She goes, bye dad, I'm going to prom, and just leaves.
Yes. Because he laughs at her. Like, what?
Well, I think she realizes, like, the only way that we're going to be able to get away with this is if I just go and don't let him think about it.
Yes.
That's how we're going to get away
Because
with
he helped her
this.
get ready, too. They must have gotten ready together. She's like, here,
get
get ready, we're
it
going to
feels
prom.
Like,
this
yeah,
is what's
there's
happening
a lot
now.
inferred into this where Kat must have busted in and said, like, tell Cam we're going to prom. I'm going to tell Pat that we're going to go to prom.
Yes.
And we're, that we're going to go.
Yes.
So there must have been some reconciliation there or, like, a phone call or something, and, like, plans were made. Bianca's prom dress, Rachel, your thoughts on this
I don't
one?
like it at all. I don't like it. It's so dumb looking. Look,
Looks
I'm
like
sorry.
I Dream of Jeannie.
It's not even I Dream of Jeannie. She's wearing, like, a big froofy tutu and a crop top. It's
Why is she? Who wears a crop top to prom?
Okay, one,
honestly,
they became very popular for a while. I don't know if they still are.
crop tops to prom.
Yes, they became very popular for a while.
Where was that when I was in high school?
Because it was like 10 years after you were in high school. All right,
Uh,
and it became very popular, and it was just like, ugh, it was
That's
weird.
very strange.
And like super short and cropped, so it was just like you're barely wearing anything, and it's like, what are you doing?
that just seems like exposing skin for a prom dress just seems
Just
like
for fun.
cleavage, maybe, but like
Yeah. Well, because it's
very
supposed to be like
strange.
formal. Like, what are you wearing? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna get shit
This
on
is
for
a-
that.
this is a-
Look, I don't
it's a
care.
weird prom dress.
It's a weird it's not even a dress. It's a big poofy skirt. And it's like a satin t-shirt,
halter top.
crop
Yeah,
top.
it's-
It's like I like cats. That's pretty.
I don't
It's
even remember what
simple.
Cats was.
It's just like a really
It's like
pretty
a purple dress.
it's
right?
like a foggy blue like
This is
slip
why
dress.
we're so popular with. By the way, folks,
Very
we are
pretty.
popular with a lot of women online, and this is why, because Rachel's giving you insight on the prom dresses and 10
right.
things I hate about you.
They want my perspective. You're welcome. I appreciate you listening.
Yes, as do I. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit.
And mine. But I do love how Kat looks. She's very pretty. But yeah, I don't. Bianca, what were you thinking? I don't. Why?
It was very last minute.
Yeah, but come on. She's been wearing like cute shit this whole time, and then that's what you pull out of your
Yeah.
closet?
It was, yeah, you're
Like,
right.
I'm surprised. I honestly am surprised, but I guess maybe it's also development. She's not wearing the pearls. Part of me was like, maybe she could have taken something from her
No.
mom's stuff, but
Kat
I
is wearing
like
the pearls. That's part of
that's the bigger thing is because like wait,
there's a deleted scene where she
Exactly.
said you wear mom's pearls. That's
yes, like them
definitely-
actually getting like ready together,
Yeah,
which would have been
yeah.
super cute.
I like how downplayed prom is though in the movie.
Yes,
I gotta be honest.
Thank you. I like it too. I prefer that it's
So
not
as much as there could have been a scene of them getting ready,
Right.
and a little bit like
like
it's
the dad
I also
actually
kinda
like
how,
wanting to take pictures or anything. It's
No. I don't have a problem with that because the dad would not want to take pictures. The dad doesn't want him to go. But here's what happens: Cam is there to take Bianca. He can't stammer anything out when Larry answers.
He's like,
the
oh my
door.
god, I see her midriff. Oh my god, belly button. That's all he's looking at. I'm sorry.
And before they can leave, he goes, "Stop, turn, explain." which I like.
Yes.
Bianca explains the plot of the movie that we've been watching. And as they leave, Larry goes, "I know every cop in town, bucko."
Yep.
I'm just a doorman.
You'd think he'd like Cam. Well, I guess he doesn't because he doesn't like any guy. But at the same time, he's just like this big doofus
this is
dork.
the best case scenario.
He's kind of
is that
safe.
Cam showed
He's
up
safe.
at your fucking door.
Yeah. I'm surprised he doesn't go to prom and, like, watch them.
He could have done that. That would have been fine. This was a missed opportunity.
Uh-oh.
All right? So it should have been Cam is trying to, like, introduce himself to
Yes.
the dad, and she goes, there's no time, or, like, don't
And
bother.
pulls him
and,
out
like,
the door.
They walk away. What should have happened was the dad goes, wait a minute, and, like, grabs, like, Cam's hand, like, in, like, a handshake and will let it go.
And then, like,
and goes,
pulls him close.
and turns to Bianca and says, now hold on 1 minute, let me go get the belly. And goes to
Yes!
get the belly.
And they run.
And then Bianca and Cam run.
Just run. He goes, the
That would
belly.
have
It's
been-
like, don't worry about it. Just run.
Yes. There's no time, just leave.
It would
That
have
would have been
so
funny.
funny.
That would have been a good joke. Thank you
Yes.
very much, ladies
It's like
and gentlemen.
15 minutes with the belly, and then you guys can go. Like, no.
I have improved the script immensely
Yes.
with that joke. That's
That
all it
would've
would have
been great.
taken.
That would have been great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're on the same page, because that's all I was thinking watching that scene was like, where is the belly? That should have been the joke.
Yeah, I could have also seen him, like Patrick, insisting that he go and say hello to her father.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Like, and walk up with Cam. You know, done
Yeah.
a something charming thing.
Yeah, they're friends now. They've kind of become fast friends.
Yeah.
But Pat meets Kat at the prom.
Yes.
So like that, they meet when
Because
they're
she's
at
just
the prom. So they
driving.
didn't pick each other
No.
up. Yeah. They're doing Shout at the prom with a female lead singer because this is a female-led movie.
Damn straight.
About women.
That's right.
Power.
Women in power. Let's go.
Do you think it was Shout as an Animal House thing, Rachel? Where it's like you gotta, like I have said, where Animal House is the granddaddy of all this shit? This is an
So
homage.
we gotta do Shout.
I think it's an homage.
It
You
might
gotta do
be.
Shout.
I suppose.
I think it might be.
Whatever.
She apologizes for questioning his motives, and then Joey shows up to Bianca's house with this big Don, mafia Don.
I don't even understand.
overcoat.
It's so
I liked it.
weird.
It's like a zoot suit.
I guess he assumes Pat did what he said he was going to do and just shows
Yeah,
up like. But
it's such a
one,
fucking ridiculous assumption.
One, he didn't ask Bianca at all.
No.
Two, I guess he just let Chastity, like, he just hung her out to dry after he was done with her?
Chastity? Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that he assumed he asked Bianca out on the archery field.
Oh,
He's just like,
he's an idiot.
Kat's gonna go. Don't you worry about it. So he's assuming that like that's
and
gonna
she
happen.
wants to go with him, which she was pretty much like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
with
at this
you."
point she's like, yeah, I don't need to do this. Thanks. Okay, a little architecture talk here. This big like glass window where you can see into the house, unless it's a one-sided mirror thing. Awful.
Oh my god,
I would
hate
not
it.
want this at all.
God no.
Terrible.
God, no. You can't hide
Stained
from
glass,
anybody.
maybe?
You can't hide
Ugh.
from the people at the door.
No.
You
It's
can't even get on the
awful.
ground and like do the crawl across the room to make sure they
Yeah,
can't see
pretend
you.
like-
Oh no.
No, yeah.
They're just
This-
watching.
Yeah, they can
I
just see
hate it.
into your house. Not good. Not good at all.
Get a new door.
Yes, 100%. Larry, you're making bank. Get a new
You can
door.
have a storm door and a regular door. Then you can open your regular door when you want
That's
that
right.
light in there. You
really
don't
want- yeah.
need a glass front door.
No.
Nobody
terrible.
needs that.
Yeah, you know what? We're putting a moratorium on glass front doors. No shelf life. Thank you. Stained glass is fine.
That's fine.
One-way mirror,
Also
fine. This pure, I can see into your fucking foyer.
I can see everything. I
at
can
all
see everything
times
in
a
your
day.
home. No.
God, stupid. He slams the door in his face before he can say anything, and I
So
thought that
good.
was pretty good.
Yeah, he hates him.
Cam and Bianca, I wrote, they're cute. They look cute
That's
together.
fine.
They fit.
Yeah.
They are a cute looking couple.
Yes.
I will give JGL and what's her name that. They look very authentically cute together.
Yes.
Larissa Olenek. They look very cute.
Right.
Mandela is looking for Shakespeare. She's wearing like this Shakespearean dress.
Yeah, the one that he gave her. It's great.
And JGL is like, I think he's over there. So he's dressed like fucking Austin Powers. It's not Shakespeare enough for me.
No.
Where is his
He
big
should have
frilly
had the
neck thing?
because he made fun of it. That should have come back because he made fun of it at the locker. He should have been wearing it now.
100%.
Yes.
Production designers, costume
Ridiculous.
designers.
He's not Austin Powers. He's Shakespeare.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. I know
If
it's
you
hard
can-
to say it, but there's a difference.
Yes, right.
Idiot.
Hey, though, Krumholtz, if you can get the hot goth chick, go for it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because
She was
you
completely
know
charmed.
that-
She loved it.
she's completely charmed. They're
It was
they're
fun.
usually like super into stuff and super fun.
Yes.
That's the way to go.
And you show that passion and fun with it, and she's like, yes, somebody else to have fun with. That's
They're
it.
probably a little crazy, but most
yeah.
of the women are.
Yes.
So just go for that hot goth chick. You'll be fine. Hot goth chicks out there? Yeah, why not? You find me. If you're around my age and you're still a hot goth chick, there might be something
They
wrong
might
with
be
you, but
cooler now, though, because usually they
That's
kind of
true.
like tone it down to a point where it's like
As
really
I've
pretty
discussed.
and like cool looking.
For me, it's usually like punk rock or like tomboy chicks.
That's true.
Yeah, that's usually my foyer. I know I said foyer instead of forte, and I did that on
Forte.
purpose.
Foyer. They can see right into your foyer, Kevin. You gotta get rid of that glass door.
I can see your foyer. It's like... There,
So stupid. Anyways.
there's a ska band with a female lead because it's a feminist movie, but it's also 1999, and we need to get both of those things across. No matter what, Pat and Kat stare at each other, and he called in a favor. Got that band from the club to show up.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he used the money for this.
No.
I think he paid them to come.
I don't think so.
Oh, because he picked up the
He
guitar.
got the guitar.
Okay.
That was his plan, was get the guitar. I
Alright,
think,
alright.
like we were saying before, because I like this canon now. He knows the people at that other bar.
Yeah.
Called
I
it
like
a
that.
favor.
I like that canon. Yep, I think he called in a favor to the
I
bartenders.
love that. I love that.
Where is the she's all that moment? There's like 15 minutes left. They're already at prom. Where is the she's all that moment, Rachel? Where he gets his comeuppance. Or the reveal happens where he was paid to do this.
Right.
Chastity comes to say Joey picked her up.
Yes. Because
I
she's
wrote
always the
very-
sloppy second.
Yes.
Sadly.
She's a backup quarterback too. She's just like a backup quarterback like
She
fucking,
shouldn't be, though. Like, she is like...
Like Brock Purdy was the backup quarterback. Like, yeah, she's gonna take you to the Super Bowl. It's fine.
It's like unnecessary.
Rachel liked that one. Yeah,
It was a good one.
Yeah, it is completely unnecessary for her to be the backup sloppy second quarterback.
Right. And I think she could do better anyways. You don't want Joey. You don't want Joey, sweetie.
No, you don't want Joey. It's fine. Bianca and Chastity are in the bathroom. She says that it was a bet between Joey and his friends
This is
that
the
she could
comeuppance.
nail her. Or that he
Yes.
could nail her.
Right.
This isn't the comeuppance for
This isn't the one
Pat,
you wanted. You wanted the Pat one. Right.
Because we never knew this about Joey. This is a reveal to the audience as well.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We talked about this right at the beginning when he's talking to his friend.
I suppose. I'm
Yes.
thinking more it's like a bet like the she's all that bet. And I
But it is
and I think it's more
that.
just like I suppose.
That is what he did.
You're
He
right.
goes, I can have anything I want. I'm gonna get her. Watch, you'll see. Like they pretty much
Okay.
made a bet.
But I thought that he actually
No, he's a scumbag. He just wants to
Alright.
bang anything so that
You're
he
right.
can say that he did.
Yeah, no, I
Chastity's
agree.
easy apparently because he just keeps going back to her, and she's like, "That's fine. I don't care."
Gotcha.
And that's okay with him. But yeah, that was a bet.
Pat tells Kat that this is where I thought he said he was in Milwaukee taking care of his grandpa. So he's an Australian that lives in Tacoma, Washington, or Seattle, rather, who has a grandpa in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Here's the she's all that moment. And I wrote, up, here it comes, because
Yes.
Joey confronts Pat.
Right.
Here's my problem.
Because he wants the money
All
back.
she does is overhear that he didn't pay. And it just doesn't, it's not as satisfying the way that it happens as I would have wanted it to be.
Right.
Because Kat just kind of storms off because she overhears. It's not as good of a moment as I was anticipating.
You
in my
wanted
mind.
something outrageous
It's not
and
very- it's not as
dramatic where
cathartic.
everybody's like listening and all of that's like going on.
I
Because
wanted
this
her
is,
to...
I mean, it was just enough. It was like, are you kidding? Nothing was in it for you, so you were
I kind of wanted
lying.
Joey to say it to her. Like, oh,
Why
you think
the
that this is
hell?
all for you? No, I thought, like, Joey would have been like, you think that this, like, guy, like, actually likes you? I paid him to
Oh,
go
you
out with
wanted
you as a
that
fucking
to happen.
prank.
Oh,
like,
that's
yeah,
so
I wanted him to, like,
mean.
embarrass her. Like, that would have...
That's, well, okay, I think she would have been like, yeah, okay, kiss my ass. I doubt that happened if he said that to her. Considering he
No,
said it
she
to
would've-
Patrick, and Patrick
No,
looks
because
guilty.
she already had trepidations about him
Right.
wanting to go to prom.
Yes.
So that would have been, like, putting to... She would have done, like, an is that true?
So she would have had to look at him like, no, that's not true. And then looked at Patrick, and there would have been like this wait. They would have been drawn out a lot more.
Is that too cliched? Is that in too many other...
Right. That might have been
movies,
too
so is this
cliche.
better?
Her,
Yeah.
him
All
just
right.
going to her, like, I keep just saying him and her, and I'm trying to think of all their fucking
I know,
names.
I keep doing it.
Joey saying it straight to Patrick, though, I think immediately tells her that that's true.
Yeah,
And
because
I think it's
he's
a
leaving
bigger
her out of it.
impact for her. It's not drawing that out for her.
I don't disagree with that.
But I see what you mean. That would be so mean.
No, and then maybe that's a little
Because she
too she's all
hates
that,
him.
But
She hates him,
yeah.
and then having him say that to her would just be disgusting. It's already disgusting enough that he was paid to do it in the first place by the guy who was an asshole.
the shit has hitteth the fanneth,
Yes.
Michael says to Cam. Joey, of course, was going to fuck this up for them. They should have realized that was going to happen. What did they expect?
Right. I'm also just kind of surprised her friend who's dancing with him didn't go, I'm going to go see if she's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe she didn't
She
see
didn't
it.
see her run off?
Maybe not.
I guess. Maybe you're
yeah, I
right.
don't
Isn't
know.
putting two and two together, doesn't understand what's
Yeah.
going on. I guess so.
Or maybe she's just like, there she goes again. It's Kat.
Oh, being
got pissed off
dramatic.
about something.
Yeah, maybe.
Joey punches Cam.
Yeah. Well, I like, don't you like the part where Cam and Michael go up to him and he immediately just pushes Michael over? Or did you miss that?
I forgot. I must have missed that.
They walk up to him to like confront him for like doing that here or like whatever, I guess, going up to Patrick. And he immediately just pushes Michael to the ground, like behind him, and like just ignores the hell out of him.
All right, that's perfect.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Right.
Oh, God, I fell on the ground.
Yeah, but then, this is his big, like, weasel moment to be like,
This is the big
enough,
weasel
you
moment."
can't call her a bitch. Like, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, now, Joey, I don't think you have to be saying that late. He's Piglet. He's fucking Piglet.
He's Piglet. He is both Piglet,
Gus
and
Griswold.
Gus Griswold. Smushed
Yeah.
together. Absolutely.
So Bianca,
Instead.
completing her shrewish arc,
Yes.
because she learned French as well, so she became smarter,
Right.
punches Joey.
Which is great.
And he goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm shooting a nose spray ad tomorrow. And then she punches him again and then kicks him in the balls.
Yes.
She picks up Cam,
Well-deserved.
and then she says something about like never, don't put a hand on my date again or something like that. And they kiss very cutely as Joey moans on the floor,
And everybody's just kind of like, ugh.
and everyone just ignores him because
Which is
like
good.
Joey, was
A fall
truly,
from
like, the
grace.
douche. Kat is continuing to storm off, and Pat's telling her like, I didn't care about the money, I cared about you. This is where I noticed that she's wearing the mom's pearls.
Yes.
He tries to kiss her in a very strange.
He shouldn't have done
moment.
that. It was I
think
get
he
what he
just
was
thought-
trying
he didn't
to do.
know what
he's
to
like,
do.
He's like, no, I like you. This like, look, I'm gonna kiss you because it's like I actually
Yeah.
really like you, and it's like that
Well,
was the
and-
wrong move.
And it feeds, I guess, back into your thought, Rachel, where he missed the moment to kiss her in the
Yes.
car, so he's trying to like make up
Maybe
for
this
it
is the moment
here.
that if I use this as like another moment to kiss you, but it's like no,
Didn't work for me.
this was the
Yeah,
wrong
it was-
moment.
She pushes him away and runs off.
Yeah, Kat runs.
And Bianca can't stop it. I wrote, how great would it be if the movie just ended here? Just like, that was the end, and it, like, credits just roll, and it's like, 10 things I hate about you, and it was just the end.
Well, were there 10 things throughout the movie that she could hate him for? Because then that would be fine. I'd
Yeah,
be
she
okay
didn't
with that.
leave audio tapes with 10 things
Oh no!
on a
Don't
cassette.
no. There's no 10 reason why. Get out.
We probably should have counted what are the
We probably
actual
should
10
have.
things that she could have been pissed off at him for.
Yes.
A good writer would have made it so that there were 10 things that that would have added up to this moment for her to be pissed off at him about. Or 9, and then 1 at the end is like a little cute little joke. Hey, Rachel, how do you feel about endings that feel slightly rushed?
It happens all the time. It happens a lot.
That's what she said. I looked at an invisible audience when I said
He
that.
did.
So I just wanted you to know that.
Yes.
Right.
Idiot.
Kat is... do you disagree with me on that? This feels like, okay, that was the climax, and now the epilogue comes like, we gotta wrap this shit up.
Kind of. It's a little rushed. I don't know if it's like super rushed, but it is a little rushed.
You're supposed to get like that second, third act breakup, but there needs to be a reconciliation, and it feels like the reconciliation just sort of happens. And I might have a disagreement in my own head about that, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
Kat's reading on the porch.
I thought she was
and
drawing,
Bianca
but okay.
Oh, well, either way.
I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something. She's
writing,
writing, reading,
something.
drawing.
Arithmeticking.
Yeah.
Bianca asks her if she wants to go sailing with her and Cam.
Because they're all rich.
And that's right. And she thanks Kat for going because it meant a lot to her.
Right.
Hey, Cam, how come you're not getting some comeuppance? Because you were part of this bullshit
she knew
that happened. Shouldn't Kat be a little pissed off at Cameron? He helps do this to you.
I don't know if Kat knows the full story at all.
Which, again, is like...
Which Bianca probably should have told her the full story.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
But she didn't?
I know that would just make her more pissed off at Bianca. But again, this is what I'm saying, where it's like this epilogue kind of like leaves some loose ends here.
Maybe she just blames Patrick because he was the one that
accepted it.
Was
and,
right
and
there.
manipulated her.
Right. And she's the one who started
he's
falling
the one that
in love.
manipulated her.
That's that's why it's the biggest one right there. She probably told him, you're a dick too, but whatever.
Well, Cam does come up like a fucking snively whiplash behind her, like we're ready to go.
Yeah,
like he's like fiddling with his hands like a idiot.
Right.
The dad comes out and is like, "Where is Bianca going?" And
why didn't she tell the dad?
Why did she tell the dad what?
Why didn't she tell her dad, "Hey, I'm going sailing with Cam"?
She's just paranoid that the dad's gonna say no.
It just seemed so odd to me. I guess I'm just used to like growing up and just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this," and then doing
this
it.
This dad would have been like, "I don't know about that."
Well, I mean, how was prom?
Sex on
Prom
boats.
worked out, I mean, if they're gonna be with his parents, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
She tells her dad that Bianca's meeting with some bikers, big ones, full of sperm. So the dad asks, "Well, how was the dance? Was it hoppin'?" And Kat admits that parts of it were.
Yes.
And she says, Bianca beat the hell out of some guy. And he kind of sighs. And she goes like, "Oh, are you upset that I rubbed off on her?" And this is where
Yes!
He lays it out.
He lays it completely out for her.
Could have been a better speech, though.
Yes. Could have been stronger.
And Larry Miller is absolutely capable of doing a better speech. I think they just didn't give him enough to say in this speech. No, he's impressed.
Yes.
Because he explains that her daughters can run their own lives now, and eventually that you become a spectator in your daughter's life and you don't have any control over it, and it makes him feel like he just he wants the best for them, is what he's trying to say.
Right.
She's been able to take care of herself for so long, he doesn't really know how to help her because she just does everything on her own.
Because he wants to be a part of it. He wants to help and be there for her, but she's so self-sufficient.
And then if you go across the country next year, I'm not even going to be able to watch the game. And
she's
it
wasn't
I thought
if,
we weren't...
it was when you go.
Yes. And she's like, "I thought that we have to talk about that." And he's like, "Well, I already sent them the check."
Don't you still want to go?
I like the idea of like that day he sent them the check.
Oh, yeah. The second he knew she was excited and accepted and that's what she wanted to do, it was like, okay,
he's
let me go write the check.
He does that big thing of like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yeah,
but like,
he's like,
at
"Don't
the end
you
of the
want
day,
to stay
he's gonna
with
do
me?"
what... Yeah. At the end of the day, he's going to do what he knows she wants to do.
Yes.
That's the kind of dad he is.
Absolutely.
But this speech could have been better. I don't know exactly what I would have done, but I think it could have been a better daddy-daughter moment than what we get.
Yes.
Again,
it kind of works for his character because it's kind of like...
It works for the character. It works for the tone. It works for the fact that this is more grounded.
Yes.
But narratively, you could have given him a bit more.
Yes.
Back in class, Mr. Morgan makes fun of Joey for having a black eye. And he asks if anybody wants to give
like laughing
their
hysterically
poem
at him.
So Kat says that she will, And I wrote, oh, Lord, here we go.
That's probably what everybody's
And
thinking.
It's the 10 things I hate about you. And I would, oh, my God. I didn't realize that there were actually 10 things I hate about you.
I can't believe you don't remember that.
Don't remember it at all.
Yeah, because that was like the whole point. Would you like me to say it?
Well, I'm going to say it first.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's all in iambic pentameter, and I believe it goes something a little like this. Your hair, your eyes, your old Levi's. When you kiss, I'm hypnotized. You make me laugh. You make me cry. I guess that's both I'll have to buy. Your hands in mine when we're intertwined. Everything's all right. I want to be with the one I know. Oh, wait. No, that's 7 things I hate about you.
That's
I'm
7.
sorry.
That's not 10. We want 10 things.
Okay, hang on. I think I have it.
Oh, okay.
Let me just make sure that I've got the right one up here, because
it's a little embarrassing.
Well, I
got those mixed up.
You know,
I mean,
you get these in your head, and then you realize.
Sure, yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
it would have been fun though. I mean, she does want to be a musician. Makes sense.
All right, I think this one's right. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Ready? You're vain, you're games, you're insecure. You love me, you like her. You made me laugh, you made me cry. I don't know which side to buy. Your friends, they're jerks. When you act like them, just know it hurts. I wanna be with the. Wait, that's 7 things again.
That's still 7, Kevin. That's still 7.
Okay.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. I hate you so much it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme. I hate it. I hate the way you're always right. I hate it when you lie. I hate it when you make me laugh. Even worse when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
Okay, well, you go ahead and
I
you
mean,
say
honestly,
what it is.
though, I'm kind of glad she didn't pull out a singing number right at the end here, because they could have.
Because
they
she wants
could
to be in a
have
band.
done
They
that,
absolutely could have,
and it would
yes.
have been more cringy than this.
That, by the way, that was for one specific person, me singing Miley Cyrus on air, and I hope he appreciates it, because him and I went and bought that fucking CD when it came out.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Rachel.
All right. I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car, and I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind.
Combat boots, by the way.
Yeah. You don't remember, or you do remember?
I don't remember.
I don't know if we ever really see his
I don't know if we ever
feet.
see his feet.
I hate you so much that it makes me sick and even makes me rhyme. I hate the way you're always right, and I hate it when you lie. I hate it when you make me laugh, even worse when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close, not even a little bit, not even at all.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I mean, I didn't cry during it. She gets so verklempt.
Yeah, she gets verklempt.
Like,
she's talk amongst yourselves.
she runs away because she's like about to burst.
Allegedly,
I could see this. That was actually her doing it.
She wasn't supposed to cry in the script, and she started crying as she performed.
Because that felt real, the way she was like
It
starting
does
to
feel
cry,
real.
and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry because you're crying."
Yeah,
And then I'm
I
gonna be
did not
crying,
cry.
and then everybody's
Sorry,
gonna
guys. Maggie laughed. She's such a little trooper. 7 Things is a better song. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I have to say about that.
It's a sonnet.
Although I'd love a punk rock version of that sonnet
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. That?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do hate the way he cuts his hair. Her and I are in agreement on that one. She's learned how to show vulnerability.
Yes.
That is what she has learned from this experience.
Absolutely. It's okay to be vulnerable.
And she heads to her truck, or her Dodge Dart. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
not her truck.
again with the truck.
I'm sorry. And the guitar that she wanted is in the car.
Yes.
A good detail, this model guitar is actually the higher end one of the one that she was playing earlier. So he actually got her like
the better one.
a step up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost
Pat
thought
sneaks
when
up.
he sneaks up on her that she was going to bump her head on the car. Because I was like,
Which, that would've been fun.
I know I would have, because
Yeah, you would've jumped.
he would have done that, and I would have banged my head on the car. But she knows that the Joker smile's coming, so she had to. She was ready for it.
You're on your fucking edge when the Joker smile comes. And he had some extra cash. Some asshole paid him to take out a really, really great girl. But he screwed up. He fell for her. And he says, not every day you find a girl who will flash someone to get you out of detention.
Yes.
So they kiss.
Yes.
And she stops the kiss and she goes, you can't buy me a guitar every time you screw up. And he says, well, there's other instruments that I could
some
buy.
drums, and even a tambourine.
Yeah. I liked the twist of her stopping
It's
the
cute,
kiss.
though. Yes.
That was a good subversion of the expectation.
Right.
And they make out as the camera pans up to the Hogwarts rich kid school. The band from earlier
It's playing
at the
on
prom.
the roof.
The fuck did they get up there?
Great. I love it.
That was so bizarre and out of
but
like
it's such
place.
a 90s thing to do.
It's so 90s.
It is such a thing just to have this bizarre band playing at the top.
Just wanted Crumholtz to, just like a pan down to Crumholtz for a second, going like, "What the fuck is that?" And then it just goes back to the
down
band
now.
again.
Yeah.
And the credits play, so that's the end. Now, a thought on this one, Rachel, on I don't like the way that they reconcile. I get that it's more realistic. Again,
Is it?
I'm torn.
I don't
because
think it's
in
more
my head,
realistic,
I'm like,
but I do think it was just kind of a nice, easy way to have them reconcile.
I know, and that's where I'm like torn on it, because I'm like, all right, that was easy, and like I can see where that's different, but at the same time, I'm like, he kind of gets off a little scot-free on this, and I'm a little torn about that.
Do you want to go into it?
That she just kind of forgives him, which I get is very nice.
It's something that she wouldn't do either. She isn't just like the forgiving type.
Yeah, it just feels out of character.
But I think that's part of her thing, is like, well, he actually helped her open up more, be more vulnerable. She was falling for him. She was hoping that he was also falling for her. And it was real, and that's why he says, like, it was. Of course it was. That was the only reason, like, any of that happened, because that was what he was trying to explain to her at the prom as well. And I think she realized that.
All right, no, I appreciate your perspective on it.
It was a lot of self-reflection for that, like, both of them, I guess, a little bit, right? I think he was telling the truth, and that she still had feelings for him.
Yeah, all right.
And that was her way of telling him without having to confront him directly.
Yeah. This is where I would have accepted it more, and I know this is cliche, if something that her and her dad talked about got her to look inside of her feelings and push that.
But I think
arc.
it did.
But like no,
but no. Think about it. Because she realized, wait, my dad actually never hated me. I've always been the person pushing people away.
No, I
think that
fair.
was part of it.
That's fair. That's definitely a way to take it.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
So
I'll accept that.
It was just, she's like, I'm just pushing him away again when I do like him, and I want to make sure like this is something real.
At the end of the day, this doesn't matter.
Sure.
You want to know why it doesn't matter?
Why
Rachel?
doesn't it matter?
Because she's going to St. Lawrence on the other side of the country, whatever the college is called, next fall.
Right.
They are not staying together.
Well, they might. They might.
No way
You
in
never know.
hell that these two people
Long-distance
stay
relationship.
together. They're going to get into so many fights. This is going to be that really. They're going to be like, oh, he's here for the weekend again, and they're fighting. That's what this relationship is going to be.
Maybe, but I also think that they won't. Because I
Maybe
feel
not.
like they
I
both
think
kind
that
of grew into a
they're
point
so
where they love
that maybe
yeah.
they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think.
All right, well, then how about
it would
this?
potentially work. Bianca and Cam, though.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. They're
chance
cute
in hell.
together. He
They're very
might
cute.
have to move again. And
That's what I was gonna say. In 10 months, he's moving again.
Yeah,
and, that's
she's
the end
just
of
on
that.
her next fling. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
are
give him 10
cute together,
months.
but
Very cute.
I don't think they're gonna last. That's not gonna happen.
No,
It
not a
might
chance in hell.
maybe something where, oh, if fate just happens to happen and they see each other in the future, maybe. But nah.
I hate to break it to all the romantics out there, but that's
Blurry.
that's my opinion on that one.
What about
Of 10
Shakespeare?
things-
What about Michael?
They're
and-
getting married.
Yeah,
They're getting married.
yeah, they are. You're right.
They're
right out
they're
of high
made for each
school.
other. That's fine.
Right
Yeah,
out of high school.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's knocked up already. I'm sorry.
Wear the belly. Put the belly on.
Got to bet the belly on.
That is the end of 10 Things I Hate About You from 1999. Rachel, we have come to that time of the show where I will ask you, does 10 Things I Hate About You have shelf life?
Would you like to go first? Or would you
Since
like...
I'm like out of my depth here because it's a rom-com.
Why not? Yes.
Yeah, sure. No, that's fine. I think
I feel
people
like you
assume what I'm gonna say. So yeah,
We've
I
only
think
ever
we
done
can start with
one
me.
other rom-com so far.
What was that? Oh,
Holiday.
Yeah, and it was the bane of my existence. One thing to point out, in the end credits, there are bloopers in the end credits.
Yeah.
Because it's the 90s.
Yep.
And you can tell that some of these bloopers are from scenes that we didn't get to see.
Yes! That's a thing.
Which really kind of upset me.
I really
There's like
wanna
a whole
go-
thing with Bianca and Kat, and she's like dragging her out of the school and shit.
Yes.
I'm like, why didn't we get to see this?
I think I need to go look up all of the deleted scenes from
if there are deleted scenes.
I need to see them.
Is this one that you can get on 4K or Blu-ray?
We're gonna have to find out. Well, we're actually, you know
It's-
what? Before
is
we
this
talk
like
about
a
this,
Devil Wears Prada.
are you getting it if you find it? That's my question, Kevin.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Because we haven't explained that part yet.
All right, here we go. Okay. I totally get the cult feel of this movie. I completely understand why it has a cult following, why it feels like it's an under-the-radar gem, why people will really love it, and why, especially if you watch it in the right formative years, it's going to stick with you, and it should stick with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because overall, it is a good movie that does a lot of things well in the genre. I think that they could have done a lot of different stuff, but I don't know if I would have wanted them to do a lot of different stuff. I think that some of the things that they didn't do makes it stand out, but it still has some different aspects to it that could have been tweaked. It feels a little rushed to me, and that we're missing some stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think we clearly are missing some stuff. And I know that with a rom-com from the 90s, you don't want to go over 90 minutes or whatever, but if you make this thing 2 hours, I think you could have packed in a lot more character development and some jokes and made it maybe a little richer. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it could have used another polish. Like just one more polish, and I think that this would have been an outstanding movie that could have kept its cult following, but would have been like a really like standout to me.
Sure.
As is, people call it one of the greatest rom-coms of all time. I'm not gonna deny that. I didn't get the roommate butterfly effect, the roommate giddiness. I didn't feel that for the characters while watching it.
Interesting.
But I probably won't with most of these rom-coms. We've discussed it. We've discussed that there is one genre that I'm like, it's not for me, and it's romantic comedies. And as it is better than most high school rom-coms of the time, it feels a little bit lacking compared to what I was expecting.
Yes.
And that might have been because of too high of expectations or what I thought the tone was going to be versus what we got. Don't get me wrong, I liked it. And I think it certainly was sweet. It is miles ahead of modern stuff. And I'd put it above a lot of other stuff. If you like this type of movie, if you like rom-coms, it absolutely should be on your shelf. Mm-hmm. And does have shelf life for those audiences. I would not.
Would you watch it again?
I would watch it again. But I would not personally put it on my shelf.
You want to know why he says that? Because he would be able to get it from me. Go on.
But and that's all that really matters, because I think that it deserves preservation.
Sure.
And I think it deserves its place on the list and pantheon and cult status. I think it deserves that. It's not on my personal shelf. It lacked a bit for me. It truly did. It was close to getting there with the high school stuff for me. A little more Mean Girls and a little less Netflix, and it would have done it. definitely watch it.
Right.
And if you are into rom-coms or even some like high school movies, depending on the tone that you think this has, pick it up. It would have shelf life for you.
Sure.
Rachel.
I think I agree with most of the stuff that you were saying. Like, I agree that we should be able to elevate this to even like a better standard than it is at. I like the concept and all of that. It has such 90s written all over it. Like, it just has the 90s written all over it. That I guess if you kind of ripped some of that away, and that could also elevate it a little bit more. I do agree. I wish whatever they took out, I wish there was a director's cut where it's all in.
Yeah. Because
I would like it even more than I do. This is one that I really like. I remember almost everything about it. Like, this is one that I saw when I was, growing up, probably had just hit teenage years, whatever. So I probably like watched it at the right time, like you were saying, because this one stuck with me. I like it. I like the concept. I like that it is based on a Shakespearean play and everything too. It's very fun. It feels kind of empowering too, because it's like one of those things where I know it's huge now, but it wasn't growing up, with the women feeling strong and empowering, and seeing her doing that was kind of like, okay, but don't go so far down that you're kind of a bitch. That's kind of the idea, right?
Yeah, don't
you,
just poo-poo everything.
But you don't have to like just hate everything. That's unnecessary.
For the sake of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a nice thing to see as a woman growing up. I think I would put this one on the shelf. I don't like every romantic comedy. I don't like a lot of romances. But when I do, I'm going to watch it again. This is one I would watch again because I think it's fun. I like it. I feel like it has those beats that are just, it's wacky. There's some wacky stuff happening, but it's got those beats that are just really interesting and nice to see. And I feel like it does hit them. I know you said it was rushed. I also kind of like that it wasn't too drawn out at the end. I feel like if they would have drawn it out too much, it would have been just like, okay, we get it.
Yeah. So shelf life for Rachel on that one. I mean, and that's fine. Like I said, I would watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to have it for myself on the shelf. If it was like on or something, like yeah definitely.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I would always watch when it was on the reruns and everything. This one I think is kind of fun. I like having it. I like having the ability to watch it. Like, if I go, oh, I feel like watching it, I want to be able to watch it.
It looks like the Blu-ray is out of print, so you have to get like used ones.
Wow. Okay.
So it is one of those Devil Wears Prada type Blu-rays that is hard to get. So if you can find it, folks.
Why is Devil Wear Prada that though? I just never I don't understand that.
But if you can find it, then make sure that you do preserve it, because it does absolutely deserve to be part of your collection if you are into physical media and you would happen to like this movie. So that was 10 Things I Hate About You, directed by Gil Junger. Cross it off the list. It's not on my shelf.
It's on my shelf.
Yeah, so a split decision there, but a rom-com, and by God, Rachel, you made me watch a good one. So we'll see if that trend continues in the future. Romantic comedies. Oh boy. How many more can I sit? This one didn't feel as bad of a romantic comedy, though.
But it didn't even feel that bad of like a teen movie.
Exactly.
Because those are so... sometimes they hit like that point where you're just like, oh my God, I can't watch this. It's just too much teen,
Exactly. It's too much teen.
Too much teen. I can't.
Can't put that on a t-shirt. Anyway, with that being said, I've been Kevin.
And I'm Rachel.
And this has been Too Much Teens. This has been Shelf Life. Too Much Teens is going to be our spinoff where Rachel just watches all the Netflix bullshit. That's what it's actually called.
And thus, we bid thee adieu. Until the next we meet upon the airwaves. I've been Rachel.
Go ahead, you can say it.
This has been Shelf Life. Fare thee well.
know you can be overwhelmed, and you can be underwhelmed. But can you ever just be whelmed?
I think you can in Europe.